let me go ahead and hit the button. We're gonna start rolling because we got a couple of. This is gonna be probably a little bit of a setup-y session because there were a couple of lingering plot threads that we should deal with the last one.
Bando Gora.
Yeah, the Bando Gora thing. Hold on, let me.
Got some bookkeeping too.
So
Yeah,
basically, we kind of left off with you guys preparing to get out of there, but we didn't actually discuss your exfil. So, is this just So how do you want to get out of this situation? The day is won. All your enemies are dead or knocked out. Mostly dead, though. There's some people who are only wounded in action or unconscious, like the big scary boss. How do you want to get out of there? You have, what was it, 13, I think? 13? Or was it more than that? Was it a couple dozen? There were some prisoners.
Yeah, 13.
Oh, yeah.
Prisoners.
Okay, good. Somebody wrote down a number. You get a cookie.
Thank you.
A space cookie.
All I can just say is just like, because I remember you being like, even numbers are weird.
Yeah,
So
if I remember rightly, I think you guys already preemptively sent them back in one of the ships.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's not an issue, but you're gonna move those guys back and just, I don't know, blankets and coffee or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blankets, coffee, some medical droids.
You've probably got another couple of dozen prisoners, most of whom are in a state where they need a hospital. Actually, fuck, I don't know. I've heard, probably got it noted down how many wounds she still has. Let me actually check. You put a couple of critical injuries on her. Whack.
I put like a 125 one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty high level one, and I think she might have already had one on her. And she's at 16 out of 24 wounds and 8 out of 23 strain. Well, strain she'll get over it, but yeah, that's probably all of them need a hospital too at this point. So. I don't know what you guys want to do about that handling, considering many of you guys also need hospitals.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's just kind of your commanding, your senior leadership should think of how we're gonna bust this out. The only other thing I want to note is that, other than the fact that you now probably have several dozen, probably 3 digits worth of corpses here, that you probably need to figure out at some other point. There is a transport, and I did actually pull up my old document, so I know what the if I didn't write down the stats on it, I know what the model number is. But you do have a transport ship that, while it is a slaving type ship, does fit a transporting mold. You could seize that for stuff.
Seize it!
And in future, we'll double back to the Storm Spear thing, because obviously we're still in the moment of you actually doing your wrap up post mission stuff. So nothing can be done about that right now. It's very firmly fixed where it is.
Well, I guess we have to send some of the transports back with prisoners, so we probably have a little bit of time to kill while everyone's getting sent back.
So you're gonna prioritize exporting prisoners?
Prisoners,
yes.
And
I want to say, while you do probably have a few dozen wounded in action, the only person who on camera died was that guy who got hit by a ballista. So there's only one KIA.
Clearly, to let the audience know that these things are deadly.
Yeah. But fun fact: for the most part, these guys were fighting with their bare hands or needle guns. So most of your guys aren't dead. A couple of them are incapacitated with horrible racking poison wounds, or bumped on the head, broken bones, sprained wrist. But I kind of figured the way it worked out, you guys fought most of the captains and other scary guys who had the really dangerous weapons. So you guys got all the scars to show for it.
I still have an easy crit. Priority getting it exfiltrated will be our wounded, the survivors, the prisoners, and literally just dedicate a single transport to taking back, forgot her name. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's in my notes, I think. Oh, her first name is done, but yeah, Nyla Marna.
Marth did write it down.
Yep. And I'm going to send her back by herself with a transport for clones. Heavy gun.
Yeah.
And
so you dig up some fresh clones and are like, watch this.
And while we wait for them to come back, we'll start fully securing and cleaning up.
Alright. No need for any detail on that. Just like, okay, well, guess what? You guys are soldiers. You know the drill. Police this up.
Mm-hmm. What do people do? Well, honestly, usually on battlefield, bodies are just left here, but that's rude. You don't want.
You probably. The soil's no good. You can't do the classic mass grave. You're probably gonna have to go for a. Actually, let me check with them.
Well, no, because then they're just gonna float and get bloated and probably wash back up on shore.
You need coffins for that.
Yeah.
Volcano?
Okay.
No, we're probably gonna have to go with a mass pyre. A fucking pyre barrel.
That does seem to be the Jedi thing.
That's very Jedi thing. Let's just burn all the bodies.
Mass cremation.
Yeah. So
I mean, they do have cremation ovens.
Yeah, that's gonna take too long. Fucking, we burnt down the hedge mage.
I see this Qui-Gon Jinn.
Damn it! I said head mage. Fuck.
Hedge mage.
Actually, here's a question. Have we actually? I think we've checked everything about this place. Like,
Yes,
for-
correct.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You have searched all corners.
Okay.
We poked all the bits.
Your map is you got the Chivo for getting 100% map completion.
Yes.
Yay! Alright, so I'm gonna order clones to start stacking corpses where the hedge mage was in the
inner courtyard. Okay.
Yeah. I see. Well, it won't be nice, but we do technically have a flame team on hand.
All right. So it's probably a very somber scene where, despite the rain, you guys use the power of accelerants because boy howdy, these guys had a lot of accelerants. They had two themes. No, wait, three themes. They had dead stuff, drugs, fire. So, and yeah, there's just a lot of burninating. And I think you already extracted the one casualty. So
yeah,
there's no question of whether or not you need to throw your own guy on the Viking funeral.
No,
he already got extracted. Are you? Actually, this is a good question. I just remember this. Are you gonna try and do anything about the dead Rancor? Because it's very big.
Burn the Rancor?
Is there anything important about Rancor?
No.
I mean, Rancor bones are a material. They're super dense. But you guys also have access to the real boy materials. So
Is Rancor meat tasty?
this one's been alchemically treated. I'm gonna say not. Remember, it glowed green.
I was wondering
Damn
if Rancor venom was a thing or not.
No,
that's Rancor.
That's a different thing. Rancor teeth and bones are suitable for primitive weapons or trophies, but that would mean you'd have to clean this thing. So
Yeah, fair.
Honestly, as I said, it's a Rancor. Oh wait, no, the fucking. Let's see, it's in the prisoner's cell, and that was sealed underground, wasn't it?
yeah, there's probably because they would have had to get it in. There is probably some mechanical shenanigans mechanism to actually have put it in there, or maybe they just dragged it in chains when it was a juvenile. But it's a little complex.
What I shall do?
I'm not too fussed just by setting it on, burning it, fucking in the fucking prison.
Yeah, best just burn it there, so it's just
Arama's policy of war: kill it with fire.
Just
burn
so
corpses
no
with
one
fire.
can-
Do not burn living things with fire.
Just so
Yeah, so
dark-
there's a lot of somber, vaguely Latin chanting, and we
Throat
get
singing.
dramatic shots of jets of flame.
You see Aramaa, you see her blindfold just at the pyre. Expression unreadable. Do you hear the faint sounds of maybe a previous battle in the wind? Maybe. Aramaa's deep in thought, and it seems to be.
How you're the boss? How much are you gonna let these guys cut loose? Because the clones can be pretty sassy. There's also a canonical Clone Wars episode where a Jedi Master, no less, Kiadamundi orders flame teams to take out Geonosians, but that's because Geonosians are assholes. Anyway, so there's a lot of flammable stuff in here. They've got probably not the actual storerooms, but they've got bunks full of weird culty robes and cots that they don't need anymore. They've got a little orchard full of trees.
The trees are the alchemically changed ones.
Yeah, they're hybrid ones. They glow. Lantern fruits normally are red-orange. These glow blue.
I mean, they did something interesting with the fruits. I do want to. No, not the orchard.
All right,
But
bag 'em and tag 'em.
But as I said, aside from keeping the records that are in the tower for our own personal archives, I don't particularly want a, what's the word I'm looking at? I don't want some curious youth to maybe find some stuff and start connecting the dots again.
Okay. So you don't burn any books, but boy howdy, clones are just like, cot, pyre. Robes, fireplace. Tapestry, 10,000-year-old tapestry, it's got some freaky skull thing on it. I bet that'll burn.
I would like to imagine they don't actually pull down the tapestry, they just burn it where it is, so now there's just this giant flaming banner on a wall, it's just like...
Yeah, basically. Lots of dramatic shots. Do you want to leave the tearing down the statues for later, or what? Because you still probably got 100 clones with nothing else to do. You've only got so many flamethrowers. How far you want to go, Chief? We can tear down some statues, or we can save that for the science team to be like, okay, this is an antique. This isn't.
Yeah, well, I'll save the statues.
All right.
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of clones.
It's just flammable things that are disposed of. All right. Okay. And then you guys go home. And we've been recording for about 12 minutes, so really quickly, I will shout out to our patrons, like Aga Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Dasher Flores, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Soda Son over 24723, Video Gamer 75, and Zach Reed. And if you like what we do, blah, 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 blah. So, there's a good one. It's a good gift, like he's posted.
It's probably dumb to ask, but...
What's up?
It's just me if I'd be probably forgetting a little bit, but I assume that, me just being kind of dumb about a PC thing of, we technically got a return on, investment out of this whole endeavor.
What? Why are you about the return on investment?
The return on investment is you got experience points. You're gonna heal.
Yeah,
free.
we stopped a death cult from making more drugs and converting more people.
I was more just asking if we did or not. I was like, no, it would just be beat. Again, I prefaced it.
I know, I did. But I said again, I'm a little confused. Did you want?
I was more just I forgot if it was a thing we talked about or not.
Yes, it is, and I think we were a lot mean. I think we clapped you back a lot meaner last time you asked.
Well, yeah, that was because that was your whole exploring thing, and be like, oh, well, I feel like we didn't get a value out of that, and it was like, well, okay, you're a space soldier cop. Why is there a reason you particularly need to be invested in stuff? Like the adventure is its own reward. No, I'm kidding. But no, you.
If we're gonna be,
I believe you guys should have tracked. There were some uncut gemstones and precious metals.
Yeah.
That were unmarked.
I think we were going to try to track down the gold
returns on the gold.
Yeah. I said, because again, we're not murder hobos who literally take everything who's not bolted down. Literally,
technically, if you guys had wanted some small stuff, well, heck, you're still here. You probably could have tried to fish about in their storerooms for more stuff.
Yeah, but. As Aramaa, she's not personally invested in that stuff. She likes cool. I like cool things, but usually only when cool things are in theme with my character.
That's fair. I was
Aramaa. Aramaa definitely walked away with some loot. Not to really use it, but she literally walked away with a fucking weird ass lightsaber, new gem, weird ass gem, and a fucking actual demon mask. Now, is Aramaa ever actually going to use probably any of those things? Probably not. But Lucky is a fucking hoarder, and he's like, I like collections.
Sorry for wasting time on that.
That's okay. I used that opportunity because I had to cough suddenly off mic. Okay. Yeah, there were a couple of things of monetary value that you guys discovered, but mostly I think your idea was that most of this is it's bad cult juju.
I was just gonna ask so
what the fuck?
What's wrong?
Sorry, what the guy just posted in general.
No, I didn't look at it because it's a video.
Whatever. But duty?
Yes. So, because we did bring that up earlier. That's how we started this. Hold on a second. Maybe you guys should, I don't know, think about your duties and say stuff while I...
let's see here. I would like to think that our mom... Whoops, let me scroll up. Civilian outreach. Definitely. Save prisoners.
Camo's a sabotage.
You did directly engage in sabotaging stuff. That was, interestingly, a thing that we directly had you do.
Yes.
Cool. And I think you actually brought that up the first session that happened. I was like, okay, hold on. Bring it back. We'll wait till we're actually done.
That was a month ago, so
Yeah, no, that's
fair.
That's what I'm like vaguely. I think it came up back when it happened, but now's a good time to remember. So okay. Sorry, drinking a lot of water. A big cough. What is everybody's Dutas scores?
Mine's 10 for now.
Mine is 15.
Mine is currently 20. I just gave it the 5.
My duty of personnel is at 10.
Okay, well, let's for sure give Camo a bump to 15, and Armaa's already taken a 5-pointer for your civilian outreach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, because Kavis is support, but I don't think Kavis did a lot that directly supported the other characters in doing duty stuff. As I roll my ankle. Like, that would have been, like, a really applicable point would have been if Kavis had somehow, like, say, directly supported Camo in doing his sabotage in some way or some other thing.
Yeah. Only thing I can think of is the Rancor thing was just Rancor, so it wasn't really duty.
Yeah. So we can probably go there if nobody has any further points or arguments.
Yeah, I don't think I hit my duty.
Yeah, you didn't do a lot of healing and saving this go round.
I mean, his healing was really important for us, but yeah.
I didn't go out of my way to heal.
I'm thinking. You did spend some of your stim packs too to do that. You healed everybody a lot. I think Aramaa is at technically 0 stim packs left this day, right?
Yes.
And I think you even did that in combat. I don't know. That is pretty fair. Like X brings up, you were very vital in the healing.
Your healing bonus made it so we could keep healing stuff. Actually,
it is a fairly decent recovery to keep everybody fighting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can see it. You're also at 10. We can go ahead and bring you up to 15.
Yay!
So that's what 3 15s and a 20.
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So it's 65. So I guess we roll duty again.
What?
No, we don't need to roll it again.
Alright.
You'd also have to program it with new stuff. I don't know if you've done that.
Yeah,
But no, it's fine. I was just making sure we did not roll over 100 yet, and no, not quite. Gotta have some 25s for that probably.
That's going to be...
But okay, so
it's
now you
definitely
guys
65
have a few
now.
days. Let me actually double check. I'm pretty sure I remember what it is, but for the sake of consistency and on microphone. Oh, actually, that reminds me though. That would have been that was actually after the last session. We checked the FAQ, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so that had a couple of points that actually we should remember in future, and we should bring up to the audience. We were doing a couple of things technically wrong about minions. I think it works out because it was in both ways. So explicitly, minion soak only applies once, which is not always how I was remembering to do it. But also, you can only instant kill a minion once because you can only inflict one critical hit at a time. So you cannot increase the severity. You can only crit once to drop a minion. So basically, some minions should have died faster, but some minions should have died slower. So we'll call it even Stevens for now.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But the soak only applies once. Oof.
Yeah, that's a little brutal, but on the other hand, that means the crit thing also means that you guys can't, I've rolled double triumphs, I'm just going to kill all 3 of these minions right away.
Or the Camo thing of, like, I've knocked 3 guys out of a building.
Yeah.
As long as it was your damage, just probably still do it.
No, that was with his,
weapon,
with his best god. He double crit some guys last time and killed a guy with 1 blow.
Yeah.
So it kind of works. Like I said, it works out. I feel like there was one more thing that was relevant to some stuff, but I don't remember it right now. So we'll see I'll see if I remember it when it comes up. Okay, so I have pulled up back to healing. So, if you get a back to tank, you heal 1 wound for 2 hours. So, why don't you guys calculate how long you need to spend in a back to tank?
I got 16 wounds, so...
Can
I have
use,
6 wounds, so...
Is this alright if I use back to specialization for the others first?
Well, yeah, that would... What does back to specialization do?
Oh, fuck, I didn't add a comment for it. Hold on.
Since I think this is the first time it's come up, so that's relevant.
I think
It isn't the first time it's come up, but yeah.
If I remember right, that's like +1 wound heal for every time that you're in back to.
That makes it where it's basically where it's 1 wound per hour.
Yeah, probably something like that. He's looking it up.
Yep. Let's see. Back to specialization. Patients heal 1 additional wound per rank of this when they heal wounds via back to tank or long-term care.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so it's basically what Axe said. It becomes 2 for 2 hours or 1 for 1 hour. So
It would make it where I only need 16 hours instead of 32.
I would only need 8, so yeah.
Yeah, so before I focus on myself, I'll work on you guys.
Okay, that means okay. You'll probably get 1 night's worth of healing, so you'll recover 1 wound naturally. But otherwise, I feel like this means that you guys are probably spending basically the rest of this day in the Bacta.
Yes.
And Aramaa, you have a crit. Anybody else got any critical injuries?
I have a crit.
I don't think so, actually.
No. Yeah, there were absolutely no crits since I put on.
We'll have to fix that next time.
I think Boots had a few.
Boots, you got any crits?
I think I did have a crit, yeah. I got hit with the, what was it? It wasn't, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't a bad one, but it was like, I couldn't do a thing for a little while.
I'm displeased because that means you didn't write down what critical injury you took.
That is
By the way, Aramaa took the Scourging Wound, which is an easy crit.
Yeah, somebody can fix that for you.
I can actually look it up. Let's see here. Essential. No. Crippled? No, that's a different thing.
Yeah, it's Discouraging Wound, but it's an easy tier, so.
Yeah. Who else got the...
if I had to guess, Boots probably got something like Disoriented crit or something.
Yeah.
It's probably easy.
Came through this mining. That's a lot. And
So what would I need to roll to heal Lucky's critical injury?
Oh, it's easy. It's easy. It's right there.
Easy crit.
Okay,
so long as you have proper gear to fix it.
If we're back at base, then it should be alright.
Yeah. Aramaa probably goes into intensive for the critical and then takes a short dip in the back deck because you only need, 6 hours?
Yeah.
I assume you'll take just hit the big red button and get it rolling because we were in the middle of the conversation. I assume you'll just take the back to healing rather than I could just sleep and then shoot up with a stim pack.
Yeah, no. This was pretty intense.
All right, and you have been healed of your crit.
Yay! Thank you. Still mad at you.
Now the thing to remember is that healing yourself, you add 2 difficulty dice, or you could let doctors at places heal you. Boots of your crit.
Yeah.
Or Kavis actually has some medical training. He could probably look at you, but he's going to be busy for a while.
Yeah. I hope it is back to say, hey, can you fix me up while you're in here?
Now, the way I assume Bacta Specialist works is basically you have to be there to start them on their Bacta, and then it counts for the healing for there. I don't necessarily because that would be weird if you had to stay awake for 16 hours straight so that Camo could get all his wounds fixed.
Yeah, so I'll do that for them, and then just talk to someone else at the base who has medical experience. Be like, hey, can you fix me up with this critical injury? And then I'm gonna hop in myself.
Actually, I did checking of it, and most of the crits were party side. I think Omega only actually rolled 1 crit.
Okay, so I didn't actually get crit.
I was checking it.
I don't know. I don't know what session it would have been either. Let's just roll to see if they would have fixed anything. Yeah, they would have fixed anything wrong with you. We will assume that regardless of whether or not you had something, it's gone now.
Yay!
And in future, everybody immediately write down your crits. Immediately. Stop everything.
I always do.
Omega holds on a second because he has to start uploading WhatsApp. That process has to get started. That was very long. Okay. That's you guys. Boots, how many wounds do you have?
Me, a total of 21. Well, actually 20.
And you can't back to specialist yourself, so you're going to be busy for 40 hours.
Yep.
Unless you stim pack yourself to make it only.
Well, I don't know if he has any stim packs left, and B, if he has any healing of stim packs left.
I've got a few stim packs left, and the only thing I have left with my stim pack, I believe, is maybe a 5.
Yeah, I think it's probably better to just healing and say you guys are in downtime. Okay, so Aramaa, you spring back first, and Kavis too. Basically, you guys just sleep overnight in the Bacta, so you're out the next day.
Okay.
Camo has to basically take the rest of the day, and even if you're fully healed of wounds, there's probably the doctors, the medics are like, okay, take it easy for the rest of the day. No strains, make sure your injuries stay healed, stuff like that. Light duty only. Don't do any wilderness hikes or anything. You'll be okay.
That means it's time to do reports.
Okay. I think the priority question is, how are you gonna? What's your policy handle on Miss Mina?
Yeah.
Or Nyla?
little bit at a loss of what to do.
We talked about this last time. I think theoretically, if the normal way the Jedi handle this is that they would have dedicated guards to stockpile anybody, but you don't have those, so
Yeah, no.
It's funny, you don't have any Jedi Temple guards lying around outside the Jedi Temple.
Honestly, that probably means we probably got to get her minimum shipped off planet, but I'll consult with Master Lago.
Yeah, his thoughts are kind of in that direction where it's basically like, okay, so we can't keep her here indefinitely, and his thoughts are basically the ideal way would be to put her under maximum security here for as little amount of time as possible. He is a Jedi Master, he can send a priority message to the temple to be like, hey, guys, we've had a Dark Jedi. The fuck? Somebody will probably be sent here as soon as they can be spared. There'd be some organizing, it's the Jedi Temple's has come under attack a couple of times through, like, subversion and sabotage, so they'd probably have to schedule it, but they could probably send a transport with, a couple of temple guards, maybe rustle up some Senate commandos to actually come out here and handle this, but that would take... hyperspace lanes probably take, a week or so. The only other alternative, which he's still not sure would be any safer, would be to immediately pile her on a military transport, possibly even divert one of your cruisers in orbit to take her to a, dedicated military base. Because you guys have space stations, all over the place for healing, storage, stuff like that. But, like, immediately transfer her to a proper military prison and then cycle her back somewhere.
I don't know the extent of her connection to the Force, so I'd rather at least keep her somewhere where, in case some weird shit happens, I can react to it.
That seems fair. So I guess that sounds like you're going to put her on maximum security.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could probably scavenge up a couple security droids. Because those do exist.
That's Fairy to guard her.
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
That would probably work. Though, technically she was probably Fairy's previous employer, I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
not that she has access to any money or power currently being in prison. Fairy might actually follow that one.
Yeah, but still, well, honestly, we'll probably have to... Like I said, it won't be all day, every day, but for a little while, I think Aramaa and maybe Kavis will have to just join the guard rotation for a bit. Keep an eye on her.
Alright. In that case, while the two clones heal up, you guys probably do actually take some shifts and just, Nyla spends a lot of time in semi-meditation, just kneeling in her cell, but also there's a lot of muttering to herself, a lot of pacing. Doesn't really seem like much of a conversationalist. I
wonder when the withdrawal's gonna hit her.
It might be hitting her right now. Who knows? She does not really bother to try and make conversation with anybody. And, generally just kind of keeps herself to herself. Meditation, pacing. Possible occasional freak-out episodes where she goes to, claw the walls with her nails. But, the episode passes after a little while. So probably in the next, 48 hours or whatever, there's no attempted breakout or any freak show stuff.
Okay.
And Master Lago will basically schedule that visit. So the Jedi will send a secure transport. They will arrive in a dedicated ship, and they've rustled up a couple of temple guards on outside rotation to actually come here, maybe sit on her for a couple extra days, and then get her out of here. Do you have any... you talked to Master Lago about this. Do you have any thoughts and feelings about the tech she was carrying? Because you did recover those, and they were undamaged. You actually are holding on to them because you stole them. Her fabric cord-linked lightsabers. Oh, lucky I had to step away for a second. Okay, well...
Lightsaber nunchucks.
Yeah. We'll have to see if there's any thoughts and feelings about those later. Kavis, I assume you don't take any particular interest in your guard shifts on this?
On...
Watching Nyla? Yeah, just, you just... kind of mind your own business, stand outside.
Just does little stand outside guards, or...
Taking a deep cleansing breath.
Just,
Okay. Sorry, slightly strict on Twitter. Alright. Well, unfortunately, with 2 people muted and the other 2 people not having much to say, especially since one of you is back, I think I will pause the recording for a second. Pause. We were talking about FAQ stuff. I remembered one of them. One of them is that yes, actually, Blast does benefit from any Piercer Breach.
Oh, it does.
And the other one was this is actually relevant to you. So, for stuff like Sense, anything that has a force power commit, or ongoing effects, that's all separate activations. So you can't, if it's commit 1 and then another commit effect, you have to do that as 2 separate things. But I don't remember if the upgrade is that increases the number that you can commit of, if that's just you can commit 2 and do it twice, or that's commit 1 each twice.
Also, it also says that I can use a jetpack without having to.
No, that's not 100% true.
Unless it's like difficult aerial terrain.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But
general.
that's how all piloting works. That was
Yeah.
never in question. It's if whenever you're piloting anything, if it's not actually dramatic, unless you're actually bad at it, which I've made players roll untrained pilot checks before, but that's because I'm double checking that they can actually do it at all. But in general, if there's no complication of failure, then it doesn't come up. But
Remember, Axe, we were saying no to the jetpack at the fortress because it was literally eternally storming there.
Yeah.
yes,
So the Black Guard
the
maybe-
question of the fortress was the fact that you would be. So you want to loudly jetpack into the air in a place that is usually under storm conditions. That definitely counts. But yeah, no, in general, if you want to scooch around, and I believe it even says that in combat, because jetpacks are very weird, in combat you would technically be just
In
doing
the
your
air.
normal maneuvers with some justification.
I might wear the jetpack for this one because maybe being able to just go up like 10 meters might be useful.
Oh, no, trust me. When,
Hoverin's fun. I believe that might be other tech. Some of the tech, you spend the system strain threshold regularly to do, so you run out of fuel fast. With a regular jetpack, you might not. That might just be a risk if you start rolling threats. Because then I could be like, oh, well, you're running out of system strain, buddy. And that is the one thing you do want to be careful about. You don't want to be like, I'm hovering at short range, so they can't get me. Oh no, I've run out of fuel. I'm going to fall short range.
It's only got system strain 3, yeah. So
Yeah, it's a little... Like I said, they're
Yeah,
a little weird. Anyway, the question I was going to ask you, Lucky, before you stepped away, was, what are you doing dealing with Nyla's stuff, basically? Because she had, the demon mask you're probably just going to pocket, but, like, she's got her weird lightsabers and shit.
I'm assuming it's just standard-ass crystals in the saber.
Yeah, there's, like, special rules for Corrupted or whatever. I don't care. She's got... The way I did the damage is they're functionally normal.
I mean, it's just a weapon. It's this one, but
Remember that there is a certain amount of personalness to your lightsabers, so I don't know if anybody wants to go around, like, reworking her fiber-linked lightsaber hilts.
No.
Especially considering they are still unwieldy for.
I know this might sound a little weird and probably sounds like maybe a recipe for fucking disaster, but I think I'll send her lightsaber with her.
Yeah, so long as they're stored separately, that's probably okay.
Yeah.
probably in different ships.
Because there'd be... Well, basically, you'd hand them over to the guys in charge of moving her and be like, hey, this is her lightsaber, and they'd be like, okay,
Probably take
well,
the crystals
hold on
out
to
of them.
this.
No. Like, again, because Omega's right. Lightsabers are kind of a personal thing, and as someone who uses the Force himself, I don't want other people messing with my shit.
And also, there is a certain amount of, when you build a lightsaber, you basically, because you do get to add Force dice to this, you finalize the completion by, like, locking everything together with the Force, so there's a little bit of fiddliness to fixing them and building them.
Yeah, it's your lightsaber, like, with a capital your,
And honestly, if you guys would, to take you on the Wayback Machine, you do remember reading, there were quite a lot of notes about kyber crystal types and lightsaber construction, basically, in several of the places you rated. Like, this was clearly something that she was personally building up to.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
no,
actually.
I'm not gonna take that away
That does-
from her. Again, who knows? This might horribly bite me in the ass sometime in the future.
Right.
But right now, I think it's the right
I
thing to
just
do.
think you should take the kyber crystals out of them.
Nah.
Well, that's the crystal is the heart of the saber.
Yeah.
The saber is the heart. There's a whole speech there. Yeah, that's you don't just reach into them and pop the crystals out. Also, actually,
Fair.
I don't think you can just reach into them and pop the crystals out. There's probably some fiddliness involved in that too.
Yeah, Just think, it's all the times that you, like, in Star Wars, you see them literally just levitating their fucking lightsaber as it, like, comes apart and stuff.
Yeah, it's part of it, like...
I know, Ax, you're trying to eliminate points of failure, but for story reasons, I'm actively leaving them in.
I just know it's the thing in Star Wars where, like, or at least in Clone Wars, where, like, doing that is usually how, like, a lot of the people keep getting out.
Yes, Ax. That's why I think I preface this is like, this is probably a horrible idea. It might bite me in the fucking future.
But it's the lightsaber is also a very personal thing. You know, that was in episode 2. Anakin drops his lightsaber, like, oh man, Obi-Wan's never gonna let me go with this one, and then he hands it back to him, and he's like, remember, this is your life. It's kind of a thing. So I do believe it makes sense in character. Even if she is a bad guy, Aramaa would not lightly be like, okay, I'm gonna disassemble your lightsabers for safety. No, we'll store them separately from you. And when the guards show up, I'll hand him the guard and be like, these are our lightsabers, take care of him. And he'll probably keep them on his belt, like a dummy, but everybody does that.
Like,
it's okay, he has his own unfolding double-hinged lightsabers. Jedi Temple Guards are actually pretty baller.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
actually, on the topic of that, how expensive would it be for you guys to get lightsabers by this point?
Honestly, hilts are cheap.
Yeah,
you can build them out of spare parts. The crystal is the thing, and technically,
got a few of them already.
There are 2 crystals for everybody, but I don't yet know if these guys want to engage on the epic saga of constructing their own lightsabers yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the crystals. Like, we have the Bando Gora crystal, which is cool. I'm not gonna lie, but it's also kind of evil.
That one I designed with because there are some very evil crystals already in the default rules. I designed the Bando Gora crystal with some ups and downs because it's got some themes, but I also know Lucky likes temptation and likes things, so I'll probably spoil the future slightly, but expect several adventures in the future to just maybe start hucking crystals at you until you find the one you like.
But in the the good thing about the crystals is we're probably never gonna sell them, even if we don't use them. It's just like, no, we're just gonna sit in a nice little box and be pretty and sparkle in the pale moonlight. Maybe enchanted, maybe despair.
And I technically believe Kavis has ownership of the Antara's crystal too.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like having it on the side, like being kept in. Like, I'm just gonna say he's having to be kept by Master Lago because he doesn't think he's rightfully earned it yet.
Okay. But okay.
Meanwhile, over in Armand's room, she got like a crystal, like 3 evil masks, a fucking Sith pendant, just chilling.
Fighting cold so hard.
Chilling in her dicks.
Yeah.
Arama's building a little collection.
Yeah. Lucky Tick number 1. He likes stuff and he likes collecting stuff.
Alright.
Even if it's bad stuff. Like, this is mine now.
So I think the only other point before we move on to like, okay, we should do stuffs, is the Storm Spear.
Oh yeah.
So you actually, you probably, knowing Aramaa, you're only down for a day, you probably start tapping shoulders and like, hey, I found a weird thing. Somebody go poke it.
Mm-hmm.
With the subtext of, I want to know if I can steal it.
Exactly.
The answer to that is, kinda. You get some scientists on it really quick. Basically, their rundown is that, yes, it is Gardener tech. And normally it seems like it's kind of a lightning rod type thing. It seems to basically gather ambient atmospheric electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, there may be several more of these spires in that region whose name escapes me right now, but I wrote it down somewhere else. Because there's a lot of thunderstorm activity there. Like, this seems to be a yet another way for the gardeners to have gathered the energy, which they then stockpile in it. It does appear to naturally have a way to release excess energy if they're like, okay, well, the batteries are topped off, let's just dump the excess energy naturally. And it seems like the Bando Gora, they're gonna have to do some tracing of it to make sure, but it seems like the Bando Gora literally dug it up somewhere, unearthed it, and remodeled it into their tower, and then they weaponized it. They fiddled with it so that they could turn it on and off with a signal, and when activated, it would discharge that energy much more forcefully and in a much more directed fashion than it usually does. So there are probably more of these things around. You could probably divert a couple of cargo lifter LATs, and they could probably get it out of there, but they're going to have to completely disassemble the tower first, so...
Well, I don't know. Like, how much stuff do they have on their to-do list?
At the moment, not much, because you haven't done the adventure that adds stuff to their to-do list.
Yeah,
So, yeah, no, they're okay with it. I'm just saying that if you want to move it somewhere, don't expect that to execute rapidly. Like, they're literally going to have to pull all the shit out of the tower, some of which they won't mind, because you did actually find some interesting, like, archaeological stuff in there, some old text and things.
Yeah.
Though, they'll probably need to divert some soldiers or something, because remember, there are terrariums filled with, poisonous animals in there. But after they pull the stuff out, they will probably literally, like, de-brick it down to the skeleton of the building and then airlift it out.
Yeah.
But if you're okay, you probably need to divert a couple squads of clones to act as, security, just to make sure everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
They can probably unpack everything.
You clones ain't doing much. You want to paint walls or move stuff? Here's your choice.
They'll take space sledgehammers and chisels over painting pipes again.
Mm-hmm. Captain Shark's just in the background menacingly holding up a paintbrush.
All right, I think that's all your initial stuff. So after a couple of days of downtime, the only thing left on Aramaa's, action plan report on her whiteboard of flowcharts is this Black Garden thing. The science team's been doing research on this. They've been trying to figure out what it is, because they're very interested in the idea that some of these gardener facilities might be networked together. But apparently, whatever this Black Garden thing is, they're, shenanigansing it so that they can't connect up. So they're very interested in troubleshooting whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
So they have actually narrowed it down. If you guys are ready to begin tackling the problem, we've only spent 47 minutes on the post-game stuff from last time. I can begin to give you the business.
I am ready for the business.
Let's go.
Okay, so you have, this is probably, in the next 3 or 4 days, you have a morning meeting. Everybody gets the calf. There's some intern from the science department who basically gives you this PowerPoint, which is basically, as far as they can tell, the Black Garden region has been identified as what is officially the Usana Chaos, aka the Usana Badlands. There's some double consonants and some double vowels in there, so I will share that with you.
Usana. Definitely doubled up.
The Usana Badlands. This is located southeast of the capital and roughly central of the main continent, because I did actually go back and double-check some of my geographic regions. This would be even farther beyond some of the regions you guys have been to lately. Like, this is past the Karlani Valley and Ubeshu Hills and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Though technically, I would like to point out this is farther away from what is believed to be Separatist territory, because that's on a different continent, which is in the opposite direction. This is roughly the center, and actually a little bit closer to the equatorial region than where you guys are.
This is probably a bad time for this question, but I assume the Bando Gora didn't give us any of those extra points towards finding the base of the Separatists.
No, they don't have any information on that.
Alright.
As far as you can tell, the Bando Gora were not working with the Separatists at all.
Alright.
On the other hand, that may be comforting to know. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, so, basically, the Usana region doesn't have a very dense population because it has a very unique terrain. As far as the, geology, paleontology team can tell, in a previous epoch, this was a highly volcanized region. There are large deposits of volcanic rock and crystals in this region to this day. And this terraforming seems to have persisted, or this volcanic activity persisted even after terraforming began and the area became an inland sea. It's full of lava tubes and undersea vents. Then, most recently, somewhere in the past 10,000 years, the water table shifted and volcanic buildup combined with erosion created a unique region with striking terrain, unique biodiversity, and uncommon ecosystems. Basically, this area was super volcanic, and then during terraforming it all flooded, but it stayed active, so there was a lot of volcanic buildup, and then the water table shifted down at some point in the recent time period, leaving what is officially called the chaos terrain, but is basically Badlands. There's a lot of lava fields, mesas, outcroppings, stuff like that from former volcanic activity. There's a lot of canyons in the region which are worn out. Basically, you're looking at it's marked as notoriously difficult to explore. There's a lot of lava fields, sharp cliffs. There are very deep ravines and wadis in the area where water and wind erosion has basically worn out gaps between the hardest volcanic material and softer sediments. The central area, the heart of the garden, is filled with many large cenotes, which are sinkholes that actually have water in them, underground lakes, lava tubes, geysers, many unique water features. And the foliage in the Black Garden has uniquely adapted to this environment. It's grown super thick and dense to form a heavy canopy, which almost makes the forest floor feel like a cave at some point. Mm-hmm. And there are actually some types of plants and vines and other tough subjects which actually grow in underground hollows and tunnels. Like there will be gaps in the surface floor into cave systems where some of the flora will actually grow.
That's interesting.
That is unique.
Okay.
And so they noted that this region is home to a lot of unique elements to their plants. Some of the plants are higher density, and they are poisonous, carnivorous, or otherwise have exotic defenses. And there are several varieties of unique fauna as well, and there's also a higher density of fungi species than normal on Soholiv.
I can understand why they might call this the Black Garden.
So this whole large area has a lot of unique species here.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of a region that's a hotbed for local science.
Science.
For the past few decades, paleontologists and xenologists have really liked to explore this area, but because of the harsh conditions and rough terrain, they haven't gotten very far. Geothermal activity persists in a couple of places, and being central and more equatorial, this area is even more hot and humid than normal. So there's a lot of dense lower atmosphere clouds, fog banks, and occasionally there are even volcanic gases or clouds mixed with like volcanic soil particles. So aerial travel is difficult. There are also, because there are a lot of unique animals here, there are adventurers or big game hunter types who are actually like exploring. Some of them are, the conservative safari types, but others are not. You get all kinds. So they live in a delicate balance with the scientists to try and like explore things, get out here. And a lot of them want to be the first guy to name an animal or a land feature or something. There's a lot of unique species. There are probably undiscovered species here. A lot of guys want to be the first guy.
I want to be the guy.
Crystals. There are geologists and prospectors who go into the volcanic hills and hunt for gems. And they're really weird, but there are many types of corundum which come in different colors, but they're all underlying the same mineral.
Okay.
So that it's funny, but rubies and sapphires are literally the same material.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so they hunt for those in the volcanic hills. And occasionally these guys die or go missing in rock falls, ravines, or gas pockets. But sometimes they strike it rich, and they leave Soholiv never to return.
Don't blame them.
Just like Axe's dream.
Yeah,
I've let that go a while
if you
back.
stumble into a pile of... Well, yeah, we have been on one adventure for a month, but if you stumble into a pile full of sapphires, you're like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm gonna buy a ship, and I'm gonna leave this place. However,
right.
So basically, prior to the data you guys gathered from the Ubeshu Hills and the Green Spires sites, the observatory and the kind of reservoir of whatever that facility was, this region wasn't of archaeological interest because, at least in the outermost reaches, nobody found any signs of gardener activity. But now it seems like, based on the tracing you've done, that somewhere at the center of this thing, there must be a very old and very robust gardener facility.
Might be underground.
Which presumably you guys are going to want to find by
Neat.
hiking in the Black Garden, one of the most difficult areas to explore on Soholiv.
Lovely.
Yeah, lava.
How easy is extreme heat? How common is it? Vastly extreme heat.
It's not. Most of the geothermal activity is super deep. The worst you're going to have to worry about is you might run into a pocket of volcanic gas, or you might run into like a geyser or something, which would be boiling water temperature.
Alright, I'm just
there aren't a lot of active earthquakes or lava plumes or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm just considering of like what we should be preparing for if we're going to be traveling this.
You should prepare for a rough hike, and probable caving, spelunking, as Lucky / Aramaa mentioned.
Yeah, we're probably going on foot then. Yeah, so we should
Probably
make sure we have
underground.
the full service.
How heavy is the fucking underground sensor thing again? That might be useful here.
They're pretty heavy, but I think
Yeah.
you've borrowed those before, so there's definitely one lying around base somewhere. You could probably get some. It'd be a little awkward, but you might be able to rig up some land covering stuff. I do want to point out. I did mention there was a town. There is a city on the edge of the region called Lorcal. That would probably be where you'd start from. I'll spell that one for you guys as well, so you can jot it down. Lorcal's pretty interesting. It was founded by an outpost of a couple of Gand. The Gand are an insectile race who are known for their findsmen, their hunters, which the Jedi would know that the Gand actually have a native force tradition. The highest level of findsmen are actually mildly force sensitive. But they were interested in the unusual wildlife and conditions of the region, so they actually started a small little hunting lodge, for maybe just a couple of dozen guys. And then when they reported the first gem deposits, there was a little bit of a land rush. As you do. So the land around the lodge was rapidly built up into the township of Lorcal, which has a population of, on average, about 250. Though a lot of their population is transient. Scientists will come and stay in Lorcal and do expeditions until they run out of money and food and have to go home. Same with prospectors and hunters. You stay in the township, you work out of the township, but then when you're out of funding, you're like, okay, well, we gotta leave. We can't stay here anymore. Or you maybe strike it rich and are like, okay, well, now we have to go back to our actual science place or sell my gemstones or whatever. From rough description, you know that Lorcal is built up. It's actually built off the ground in some of the oldest and tallest trees in the region. Has a lot of small catwalks and ropeways to the buildings. Everybody here kind of lives closely with the groves they dwell in. There's a lot of interesting opinions on nature. They've got some security droids which are cobbled together, which kind of lurk on the forest floor, but the township all lives in the canopy above. They've got the famous hunting lodge. They've got, cantinas, general supply stores, several artisanal shops. Excuse me. And you guys would probably know from your little package briefing on this, because your science team members, would have actually, gathered this information. The demographics are divided between the people they call the canopies, who live in the town full-time. There's a decent amount of basically support staff, people who are born there, all that stuff. And then they call the people who actually are traveling here to actually access the Usana region Badlanders. I like that. The canopies and the Badlanders. So they've got a little bit of stuff.
Not frontier.
Honestly, this is probably about as frontier as you get on Sohaliv, because this is... I think of double-checking my notes, the Republic's only been here for a few hundred years, and this is probably one of the... Short of the oceans, which, as we discussed, tend to be seasonally stormy and very, very chaotic. This is one of the most uneven and unique regions on Sohaliv.
All right.
Quite interesting.
Okay.
Well, like I said, Lucky posted two things that we might find interesting. So there's the Geo Scanner, which is a ground penetrating scanner, which examines terrains for elements, compositions, and features. Just adds a blue to understanding subterranean stuff. The problem is it's super expensive, but it's super easy to find, so I might see if we just have one laying around base.
Yeah. Legit.
And interestingly enough, this is actually the opposite direction. The ground penetrating sensor pack, which is just a ground penetrating radar, which may require computers to interpret it, is actually fairly cheap, but starts at 7 rarity.
It's very rare and it's very heavy.
Yeah. Camo could technically carry it, but he'd be max encumbrance.
Well, here's the thing. I said, this is what mooks are for, my dude. Well, I call them mooks for the squad. But
well, you would get squad mates, or you could probably... It is a region of travel. You could go there and hire local guides or porters and be like, hey... Because there are definitely people who live in this town where scientists just use them as iterant laborers. Like, hey, I'll pay you 100 credits a day to carry this heavy thing.
Might as well.
Honestly, Aramaa will probably bring it up to... Hang on, let me see here. Where are my notes? To Dr. Harbart and Yoruba if they want to assemble a team to come with. Or are they fine with hanging back and just waiting for what we can find? Since they are basically the leads on the contacts in this whole Gardner research stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hubbard's big on the xenology. The archaeology. As you know, she has developed a bit of a distaste for fieldwork. Mm-hmm. So, the prospect of hiking into the Badlands without knowing what's going on does not appeal to her.
Very well then.
And Europa would probably agree that, because she's not... fieldwork's not the thing she's she sees herself as best at.
Okay.
So it would probably be like, the way they would think of it is you guys are going to make the initial insertion and actually like explore, figure out what's there. They might come with you as far as Lore Call, and they could take some interns and stuff there too if you need some people to manage tech.
Yeah. Yeah, if they set up a fob at Lore Call, I think that'd probably be okay.
Yeah, that would probably be it. They'll actually, they'll basically plan a research trip. They believe that there's something archaeological there, but maybe a single squad of clones or maybe a couple of interns with the player characters, that would be sufficient to actually go out there, see if there's anything to see, and then report back, and then they can figure out what they got to do to get in there.
All right. Yep. So we'll take the boys as usual. No Captain Shark this time. He's on the break. A couple will take Dr. Hubbard and Europa. They'll stay at the fob along with maybe a couple of interns. Let's see here. If we're gonna need guides, it'll probably best guides or people will probably be best to get them at Lord Call. Mm-hmm. So we'll worry about that there.
I think I have a chart for that.
I said if the town, they probably have victuals and rations there, so we won't need to pack on that. How's everyone's weapons and gear?
Let me see here. I'm at I don't know, kit, armor.
I think I'm doing
Got
alright.
a canteen. How much is? I got a canteen. Let's see. We should probably restock on stim packs. Go.
That's very true.
I need
Very
five. I should probably go buy 2. So didn't we typically just buy a bulk box of them?
Yeah, those are boots for being the medic. Honestly, hang on. Since I'm going to be requisitioning, asking for the sensor pack and whatnot, I'll see if I can just scare up some goddamn free stim packs.
Alright, I just need
fair.
2 because I'm going to carry 3 on me just in case.
Well, tell me how many you want to carry on your person. Aramaa usually carries
I'm going to carry
3.
3. I have 1 left, so I just need 2.
Okay, so you have 2. I need 2.
I have 2.
You already have 2. Boots, how many are you down?
Let's see here. I am down to... Gotta make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. No, that's Sim Sticks. Fuck, where is it? 2 stim packs.
How many do you want to carry?
At least 5.
5, so that's 3. So that's 7. 7 stim packs. 7 stim packs, a Geo Scanner, and Guaranteeing Sensor. I'll probably...
Actually, you don't need to buy me any, actually. I just double-checked. It's oh, I've got some in storage.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'll need the 2, then 2 for Marth, and then...
Yeah, because Axe did say you guys bought me the giant pack of stim packs. I didn't bring all of it, but
yeah,
I had 6 in storage, so I'll just take 3 of those out.
Okay.
Alright, so... let me... Actually, that reminds me. We might be mean to make some out of... Wait, do I really have that much money? That can't be right.
How much
Do
money do
you
you
want
have?
to try to find a guide?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, as I said, if we need to incur expenses, just want to make sure that I have money on hand, and I'm a little concerned. It says I have 14k left over. I'm could be right, but also could be wrong.
What?
Oh, it was the finder's fee and selling goods. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
we also
you guys
have the-
dumped a lot of stuff and didn't spend a lot of money on prep for the Bando Gora.
There's
paper.
also the
group funds.
There's also the group fund, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, let me double check. How much is the group fund at? I have notes.
This is
for
probably
the-
really dumb, but it's I'll probably work towards it on my own to get a superior modification kit.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, we have 20. We have 20.7k in the group funds and a fucking class for hyperdrive. Just saying.
Oh, I already do. Yeah. So because of everything on Solid's twice the price, unless it's locally found, the superior kit would be 10k,
Yeah, it'd be
8. So.
By the way, Marth, do you have the stats written down for the Ankara Sapphire? I have it written down here, but it's it's not actually on me.
Not
It's the
right now, but I think I can just get the crystal dock open.
well, I can copy and paste it
I mean,
here.
it's
'Cause,
one of the
I
Lego
don't
things,
actually,
but-
I don't actually have it on my person, so I'm I shouldn't have. And I don't want to get confused, so I'm gonna cut. I'm actually cutting it. I'm gonna paste it because you have this, not me.
Oh,
No
damn.
longer in my notes.
Okay.
No, let's see.
Thanks.
Yeah. Let's see here. So we got lots of funds. I guess
But you
to
could-
get out there, let's probably take 1 or 2 transports. Oh yeah, actually, that reminds me. What do you guys want to do with the fucking what was the model of the ship that we?
The random transport ship we found at the Bando Gora base.
Yeah.
How dare you? It was carefully selected.
It was carefully selected, except we all know I'm an idiot when it comes to remembering certain things. So
Well, I don't actually. Let me look up this transport real quick here.
Actually, yeah.
I got
the
the
Y164 transport.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. What if we can make that like? Oh my god.
It's a slave transport ship, yo. I don't know.
Yeah. Unless we want to like modify it technically.
Jesus!
What?
This thing can hold 1,200 slaves.
That's all the slaves.
That's a lot of living cargo.
Yeah, it's very dense.
It's availability illegal.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up just on Wikipedia. Wow.
Here we go.
90 meters.
Oh yeah, I actually have the stats for that.
Can you throw them on the fucking
I have to de-horizontalize them.
Oh
yeah, your weird tables.
yeah, as long as he can understand them.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I'm not like personally. I don't see a reason why we should keep explaining.
You can find them in the Lords of Nalhutta.
Oh, Lords of
page
Nalhutta.
115.
I don't think I have that book on me.
I do. Let me see here. Should. Oh, there it is. You said 115?
115.
Hold on a sec. My audacity's being a little weird. I want to stop you out of it for a
Oh,
second.
there it is. Bubble, I don't want to keep this ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
But
and
honestly,
by the way,
I don't
we're
know-
back. Audacity just got a little slow and lagged out, and I double checked it. It did the thing where it said there could be some dropouts, so sorry if there were, but I didn't see any in the cleanup pass, and we're recording again, so it's fine.
Actually, so here's a question.
So-
Becca, were you expecting this ship, us for probably not to use it because of Lucky being the head of this operation?
I mean, I have no expectations either way about what you do with the ship. It's a ship that fits the setting.
Oh,
is what they would have.
we named the Gozanti the Great Skyfish after Taket's kind of god.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in there.
Mm-hmm. Like honestly, like actually, fuck, I wouldn't mind getting another Gozanti or some sort of.
Actually, how much is a
do
Gozanti?
exist.
Yeah.
How much is a Gozanti? Or what?
They're I think they're a little expensive. I think we
They're
actually
most ships that are still 5 or bigger are a little pricey. Actually, owning your own ship is kind of a big deal.
Okay,
I'll
so
look this up,
Santi is 190,000.
I mean,
how much is
it? Are we talking about the light cruiser or the armed transport?
Armed transport.
Aren't they the same?
Okay, that's 200,000, and it's rarity 6.
Then how much is the Y164? Because we're saying
its purchase price is 245,000. But as
keep
I said,
in mind, this has been used. And is it actually? I know that you said on Wikipedia it was elite. Is it actually?
No, it's
in the book?
not. It's not.
It's not illegal.
Well, again, but here's the thing: as much as I love Gozantis, like we wouldn't actually get a lot of use out of it. We'd actually be probably better off getting like the fucking space RC, the fucking giant space RV.
Is it?
What was that thing?
We also have the red something.
Yeah, I know, but that thing's fancy.
Yeah.
Which one is the space RV?
I think it's in one of the clone books. I think.
I'm thinking of like if we're not going to use the slave driver, we can maybe just sell it off to get another ship we'd use.
I know that's what we're talking about right now. We're deciding.
Yeah, you talking about a Juggernaut? Which are very expensive. Yeah, that's a big one.
And
it's hard for you to like borrow.
Here.
In terms of space stuff, like you'd probably be looking at because you have a whole Republic Navy who has a full robust, stuff.
Like honestly, like I said, much as I love the fucking Gozanti, it's like we don't necessarily need space stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I don't need a freighter.
So, like, because honestly, that's what I think would be best. We sell the fucking thing, the slave transport, and maybe get a ship, a more personal ship. Because again, as cool as the Ruby Runner is, it's a little bit of an odd duck in that it's specifically made for smuggling and whatnot. I'm just all like,
yeah, it's a very well made ship.
It's a getaway ship.
It's it's a little flashy and it's designed specifically. Like it doesn't have a lot of extra encumbrance or passenger capacity.
Okay,
it's like it's super cool. Is why I don't want to get rid of it. But I'm like, this is like Lucky's weird about things. Okay.
Oh, that's the Juggernaut one you're talking about.
Okay, where is it?
Here's my.
It's on page.
I also have all of them.
Oh.
I believe. I think. Okay, so it
Yes,
stops at all
page-
the cap ships. Unfortunately,
Page 68 for the Juggernaut vehicle.
it's also already in this document. I just linked.
Here it
Yeah,
is.
I don't go all the. I
Okay,
did not. I remembered I did not go all the way to actually covering the extras, but for you guys actually, whether it would be paying, to buy one outright or repurpose or whatever, it would be probably what you guys would have access to would be CR-90 Corvettes or Consular class cruisers, which are very modular.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh man, yeah. I don't. Yeah, we probably wouldn't actually be able to pick up a Juggernaut because
If we got one of this, it would give one of us a reason to go clone pilot if really needed. So
Interesting.
it is restricted and its cost is 180 normally, which means it gets doubled.
And it's
Okay, so that is for buying items. I don't know even if they're rare, I don't know necessarily if a lot of vehicles would follow the same rules. This is actually something, because Axe asked about this, and that's why I dug up the FAQ. The way the price and rarity modifiers work is a little ambiguous. I'm not sure because they're already really fucking expensive.
it turns
And while,
out
yes,
that
it does make, the rarity, sure, it makes sense. You're not going to find a fucking Star Destroyer on Soholiv. That would, be super, super hard. But if you actually find one, they're already ludicrously expensive. You'll never actually afford one as a player character. I don't necessarily see why the way the market forces would work is you'd be, doubling it. Honestly, the outright price to acquire one of these things would be you'd basically be probably not paying off, but you'd be paying your quartermasters and your supply company to be hey, we specifically need one of these shipped here. Pay all the cost for it, cause
we'll give you something of equal value to take on the way back.
Because this is a military tier thing. The thing is basically you'd be going to KDY or whatever and being hey, so we know this isn't part of the full shipment, but if you've got a production line process, we've already worked up the funds to go ahead and move one to this front. Could you go ahead and move it? And they'd be yeah, sure, whatever.
Honestly, I think I'd like for man, we're only 2v1. We're not actually big swinging, but
Actually, just to say for what I brought up earlier, the whole thing that QA brought up, because I ended up looking up the rules for how rarity if actually doubles pricing, and it turns out that it's weirdly worded, and it really more
it uses the phrase trade twice, but I double checked this with a lot of community stuff. Nobody can agree on exactly what that means. So
it seems like it was originally just meant being if you grab a resource from one planet and sell it to another, it would have a better price.
Yeah, but if it's meant to do that, it's awkwardly scheduled.
So I think we came to the compromise of being it just depends on the planet if it would actually have something or not.
Yeah, basically the way I thought of it is because going down to a store and buying something, to me, that's still trade. That's commercial trade. You are going to a person and buying something from somebody. But for purposes of rarity, I agree that the actual price increase probably depends on where you're going to get. On Soholiv, most stuff has to be imported, so it makes sense for there to be extra cost in the overhead.
If we were on a planet that was known for forging shit, getting military weapons and armor would probably be cheaper or easier.
Yeah, or if you were at a actual depot for your military outlet where they've got a lot of your stuff lying around, that would be easier. But no, I think if you wanted to try and I think if you can scrape up the money, because it's 180k, if you can scrape up the money to buy a Juggernaut outright, I think I'm not going to shenanigans you, but you're going to probably have to make that level 9 knowledge warfare or negotiation check or whatever to actually be hey, can somebody find me one of these at a market price?
We gotta sell the transport first, I think, to get there.
Well, that would be that would be another big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I said, might as well do but like I said, if this is gonna be honestly, looking at the Juggernaut, it's kind of what I said. It's still 4, so it's not as big as the transport ship, but it's still the crew is actually not that crazy for what it is. It's 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, 1 engineer, 1 commander, 1 navigator, 1 comm specialist, and 6 technicians and gunners. It has encumbrance capacity of 200 and holds up to 300 passengers. I can literally mount an assault with this goddamn thing. I think it's
pilot, 1 co engineer, cabin, navigator.
Yeah, it's about 50 meters long.
Yeah. It has 5 armor too. Nice. But But as I said,
it's a big boy.
It's a big boy. So, like, would everyone be okay with trying to get a Juggernaut?
Sure.
Yeah, honestly, because we're not going to use the other ship, might as well use it to get another.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a vehicle, so this will be...
I doubt it's worth getting like a pilot spec over it, but I can still.
Well,
pilot
like I
it.
said,
Well,
like,
you already have Pilot Planetary.
Yeah, I still have the skill for it. I just want to.
Well, I said you don't need to do wild things with it. As long as you can drive it from point A to point B, it's fine.
Also,
it's
gonna be honest, I don't think there's a lot. There is driver, I guess, so you could get like defensive driving or whatever. But I don't. I think with a clone turbo tank, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And this thing's got 3 hard points, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, let's see here. Design, command decks, dedicated. So it doesn't look like it's actually made necessarily for people to live in. Let's see, a 2-deck troop. Yeah, like, let's see here. Main area being a 2-deck troop room with individual jump seats. No, actually, well, it doesn't look like it actually has any actual living space. But for getting around and stuff, yeah, it's okay. So we could definitely use it as a fob.
I mean, also depending if we're not going to have it at full capacity, we also could probably alter it to actually have some degree of living space for like.
Actually, isn't that a fucking? Let me check.
There are some mods for that kind of stuff, and it's still 4. It can take a few things.
Yeah, hang on, let me.
I feel like we're probably going to use it more as like.
It also does mention the 300 is that it can do up to internal configuration, so it's entirely possible that you could reduce the capacity to like 50%, and instead of folding jump seats, you could have folding cots, basically.
Yeah.
Make it like an actual like, I guess.
Like I said, I want to make it my idea is to literally make it a rolling fob.
The rolling base.
Yeah.
Which I think might work in our case, if we want to like, because we could then maybe use it if we were like going to prepare like an operation for the like separatist base. We might want to be there and just go around and do surveillance for a bit.
Well, I said it just solves a lot of things of problems. I want to check the ship modification list.
So it's got rotary laser cannon turret on the dorsal, heavy laser cannon turrets, port and starboard medium lasers, forward-mounted light blasters, 2 retractable hull-mounted flex ordnance launchers.
Is the modification rules the same for vehicles?
Yes.
Alright, so we might need more than just me for this.
Well, no, because you did So, yes, they are, but that means that if you just buy a mod, you get to install it pretty free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's I can actually pull up that list. That is a document like everything else. Ship vehicle mods list.
Yeah.
So that's oh, it's funny.
Oh no, the luxury passenger compartments. I think that was probably what I was thinking about it.
Oh.
Let's see.
Probably.
Listening.
Armored core computer. That could be interesting.
Ooh, mobile listening post might be nice.
Astrogation.
RAM attachment. Yes, let's put a RAM on the fucking Juggernaut. That'd be great.
Briefing.
Drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword.
Ooh.
Briefing auditorium could be really good. Actually.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of tactical shit because they added in the commander book. So that
Briefing auditorium.
We could put the fucking hangar bay on this.
No, you can't. It's only still 4.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. I was thinking about the fucking slave ship for some reason.
No, it does. Does it have any?
Oh, there's
no, it doesn't have any complement vehicles.
We got some good computer stuff, but also like what are they?
Theater. Ooh. Oh shit. No. If there's something I'm getting, I'm getting the goddamn theater command and control center. Jesus.
No, that's a good one.
Where's that one?
It's basically the base mods is upgrade mass combat checks twice while on this ship.
I was wondering if they would paid, but yeah.
What?
I'm looking at the thing that I shared.
Yeah, you can control F. He literally said what it's called. Though you may have a problem, it is spelled theater with RE.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There is also the TC3 suite, which is the more the less hardpoint intensive version.
Yeah. We also get situational as a made talent.
Fuck it, do both.
You don't want to do the briefing auditorium?
What's the briefing auditorium? Hang on.
Page 2.
Going up. I can scroll. It's alphabetical.
Move all black ties from known mission conditions for a duration.
Or also mod it to be 2 advantage on leadership performing the mission briefings.
Honestly, I could probably get all 3 of those things and just make myself the fucking.
We only have 3
points.
So
you only have 3 for some reason. I thought we had 4. Whatever.
Unless we get to add 1.
Yeah, we only have 3.
I don't know. I would add the fucking theater command and briefing auditorium, but as I said, that's for others. Like, let's see if I can sell this fucking slave ship.
Yes.
Let me see.
By the way, TC3 is an abbreviation. It stands for Tactical Command, Control, and Communication.
Yes.
Sometimes that's C4, including computers, but it's not.
All right, let's see here. So let me fucking pull up the...
Yeah, the theater command control center actually really good.
Okay, so it's going to be rarity 8, because it still gets the rarity increase, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're still trying to move this on Soholiv. And I don't think you've ever tried to move a ship before, or buy a ship, so...
No.
All new contacts.
So, yep, gonna come make some calls. Master Log was like, why are you trying to sell this ship? He's like, I want a cooler ship!
We need to get rid of it. I don't want to just scrap it.
Yeah. And I don't want, and honestly, like, what is the Republic Navy gonna do with this? They're probably gonna use it for target practice. Nah.
Bull.
Just remove all the illegal slaving compartments on the thing, and we're probably good.
What illegal slaving compartments?
Yeah, no, this thing's it's completely legal. It says.
Oh. I just wonder if there's some weird.
Did you miss the plot point in episode 1?
So yeah. Let's see, it's 8, so that's 4?
Yes, because only 10 is 5. Yeah, so 8, 9 should be 4.
And you know what? Whoops.
But,
let's use the points. Yeah, we have a bunch of these. Let's use the points.
Yeah, we're gonna use the points. Oh, I accidentally went to fucking generals somehow, but yeah, I'm gonna use a point because why not?
It's because people posted EMATs. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a single dark side point. By the way, we're coming up on an hour 30.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I mean, this is actually kind of important.
I predicted this would happen. I'm just letting everybody know that Omega is smug in his satisfaction that he's actually correct.
when you put the carrot in front of Lucky, you know he'll bite for it.
Lucky will bite that carrot. Now let me double check some things here. Technically, I am still on Soholiv, so whoops. That is weird. Why is that doing that? This is a social. Well, actually, no. Technically, this might not be. I might have to make an off-planet call for those.
Yeah, this might be an off-planet thing. So
I don't think my cultural etiquette manual will go quite. But I do have a mercantile data pad.
Or if you're doing it off-planet, the rarity increase might not apply.
Well, as I said, it's still based off Soholiv. Like,
yeah, even if you're asking around, you're still on Soholiv trying to sell it.
Oh, okay.
The question is just who you're getting to be a buyer, maybe. And
so,
I agree that maybe the etiquette manual doesn't apply because you're casting far and wide.
Yeah, but my mercantile data pad, because I probably still am talking in the Outer Rim.
I hope can any of us actually give you a boost by helping you?
Probably not. You guys are busy.
Yeah.
You gotta do other stuff. You gotta talk.
Yeah, fair.
Some of you may still be in back to tanks. We don't know.
Yeah. So I get one more blue to this. All right. So this is my check. I shall roll it. Whee! Let's see here. So with 3 success, that's what? Isn't that full price?
50...
No, because it starts at 50. And doesn't every additional set increase it by 25?
Does it start at 50?
I think it starts at 25.
Does it start at 25? Fuck, now let me go double check.
You could then use the dark sides to get rid of the threat and then make it 4 if needed.
Yeah, but then you're using dark side and taking conflict to sell a ship.
Looking at it now.
You have the points, but then Aramaa has to take 3 strain and all the blah blah blah.
Okay, so
we have time to get strain, but
starts at a quarter, and then it becomes 1/2 when it's 2 success, and it's 3/4 with 3.
So 75%.
And it says 3/4, and it says 3 success with 3 or more is just 3/4.
It kind of means
so it caps at
I believe it technically says that, but I've occasionally, if you guys have rolled ludicrous amounts of success, I've let you sell it for full price. I want to say, I'll tell you what the 2 threat is. Is that yes, he will take it 3/4 price, no questions asked right away. Like this is you get a bit of a hard buyer, and he's full deal or no deal mode.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Okay, we'll take the 75. Hang on. So let me math.
It's 2,400 or
I'm gonna math. Don't worry about it. So let me pull up a calculator.
Okay, I think I've already done the math.
But how do you know if you've done the math?
I just if I heard the number, it was like 240K.
Well, that's the thing, though. He's looking at the numbers, so he can do the math.
Okay, so Axe, tell me, what is your answer then, right now?
Is the price 240K base?
Well, see, and here's the problem. I already got the answer, Axe, so you're slow, so I already had it.
Alright.
So let's see. So basically, the price is we will get out of it is 183,750. Now let me look at the Juggernaut. So actually, yeah, we will have if I can get. It's restricted though. That's the problem. I think I realize I gotta.
You have to do it via.
Well, like here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing. Usually in these kind of games, you're not supposed to have access to military grade vehicles because usually you're not military.
Yeah, but
Right,
military,
it's restricted on who can buy it.
Yeah. Technically, we are military, so I guess that
we?
wouldn't technically matter. But again, Omega, is that up to you? Can we buy this?
I'd say you should probably be rolling knowledge warfare for this instead of negotiation.
We can help you with that, but
Well, as I said, like
All
knowledge
right,
warfare.
But
is,
first, you sell the ship to a shady Onks, which is a weird crest-headed alien in a hood. He's like, take it or leave it. All right. He hands you a cred stick. You hand him the space keys and the D.
actually, yeah. Does the Marth asked?
Oh wait, what?
Now while we're asking things.
Sorry.
Oh no. We decided that for buying or selling ludicrous fucking already priced ships,
Yeah, I'm not sure how the market fluctuation works because it's like, is it like? Am I literally gonna double the price of a Star Destroyer just because you happen to be in the middle of nowhere? Like, okay, yeah, sure, it's hard to find a buyer or seller for that, but still, no.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah,
several
yeah.
millions of credits. I don't think it's supposed to work like that. Like we said, the whole trade thing is ambiguous. I'm not averse to for specifically things that you are buying off-planet luxuries. Like, okay, it's harder to get, but you guys have made more money back because shit's rare here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like X brought this up earlier, I did kind of say that, okay, so technically I think if you actually find some stuff that's maybe local to Soho Live, maybe you don't do the price and rarity increase because it's actually produced here, but we'll work on that as it comes up. But yes, you have sold the thing. Yay.
Okay. So now we have knowledge. Trying
Like I said, Booth literally has like a thing, Knowledge Warfare 3, as where Aramaa has none because it's not in career and
I have a point of it.
and it's
because
expensive.
Lucky, I did buy all of my knowledge warfare out of Korea.
Yeah, but also we know that you suck at keeping track of your purchases and stuff.
Yes, we do. I'm also in a tank right now, so I can't help.
Yeah, so let's see.
You can wait a little bit.
It's been like a day or two.
We
I
could.
believe Omega said I'll be in there for about 40 hours.
I mean, like honestly, do you know how long it probably takes me to find a fucking buyer for a giant?
Yeah, I'm
ship?
about to say, that's the thing. Now that she's actually sold the thing, that probably also took maybe like 40 hours. Like,
yeah.
For like 2 days or so.
there's a lot of
Like,
a lot of shopping around there.
Yeah, like
But
it's like there's a lot of comm calls. There's probably be like sifting through people, and then at some point, Aramaa's just like, "Fuck, I'll just take whoever will take it at this point."
Look, this is kind of disheartening, but I just noticed there's another blank face on your yellow die for that roll.
It is true. Oh, that reminds me. I didn't actually
You guys
talk
are
about this.
standing there
I did
wondering what to do. Boot
I
yourself
did
up a lollipop.
actually buy Genesis dice, but
Wow.
I think they've shenanigans me. I think I need to buy a second set because there's only like 2 yellow dice in it, 3 greens.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
they do that.
This was much better for my L5R dice where I got 5 of everything.
There's
But
only
if
one
I really
blank
need
side
to,
on
I
the
can
yellow,
roll
right?
physical dice. I just might need to buy a second set at some point.
Yeah.
How many blank sides are on the white,
yeah,
and green, yellow, and green die?
I believe it's
Yeah, I
just the
already
one on
noticed
the yellow.
about the-
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I already noticed about the FSG, like, dice says, just that they only include that much.
I mean, it's not super expensive because it is like technically it's like you've got like 6 D8s, like 4 D6s, and several D12s in here. So it's not the pricing isn't outrageous. It's just like it is a little small. I don't know if I can roll my own on this yet.
Maybe I should pick up this Jedi General so I can get fucking warfare up because this is kind of bullshit.
I mean, it's fitting the direction you are as a character.
Well, I believe Lucky was always planning to get there. It's just a question of when he buys what.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, by the way, we talked about the blank faces. I would like to point out, at least on the Genesis version of these dice, there's also only one Triumph face.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're opposite faces. So There's a couple of double success and success advantage. I think there's actually like 3 success advantage faces on a yellow die. There's 1 double advantage. There's 2 double advantages, and there's a couple of like single success and 1 single advantage. They're fairly balanced. Yeah. Like, think of all the times you guys have accidentally, or at least not expecting it, rolled like a double triumph, and then that means you're just as likely to roll those blank faces.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see.
Though I admit I think I may still be physically cursed with the dice. I just rolled the 2 yellows for fun, and I got advantage and success advantage.
Maybe.
At least to succeed, but I guess if it's rolled it.
Let me double check some things here. Data.
Well, and I rolled my 3 difficulty dice I own, and that didn't work. That completely canceled out. So we'll see.
Yeah, there were only 2 yellows usually. Does that?
Yeah, none of my stuff applies to a knowledge warfare check. So, Boots, do you want to try and find a buyer for a ship?
Sure. What will I need to roll, all Capitan?
It will be a
Severity?
daunting knowledge warfare check, and because this is business and stuff, Aramaa will give you a blue.
You get a blue from me because I also have knowledge warfare, so I can actually help you.
Oh yes.
Recently.
You guys also have 50 bajillion light side. You literally have 8 light side points left. So.
Yes, you also can use
totally
another
use
one.
I was typing up the die, and I was like, wait, no, I should spend a destiny point.
I think my real complaint, because honestly, with at least for a starter set, you can probably 2 yellows and 3 greens isn't that bad. The real problem is the fact that you only get 2 of the boosted setback dice.
A yellow blank, but still good.
5% off?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, you actually make 5%. You increase your profit by 5%, as it were.
Oh, hey, the booster came up with the best results.
That said, I will say, as much as I complain about the numbers here, the dice are super excellent. The colors really pop. They just feel great. FFG makes good dice. This has been your commercial. Okay. Fantasy Flight Games, if you want to sponsor the show, I love your shit. I will totally shill your dice. I already shill your RPGs enough.
I mean, I'm enjoying your RPGs, but maybe just because I'm really good at doing them.
I've been doing FFG Star Wars for several years now.
I will say this: you're one of the best GMs I've ever had in my life. So,
yay! Positive reinforcement. Must be doing something. Okay.
All right, so we can get the fucking Juggernaut for 171,000. So let me shenanigans some fucking math.
Now I will say, it does have all-terrain wheels. I did warn you, there's gonna be some rough canyon spaces. If you want to drive your Juggernaut into the Badlands, which would really change the tone of this adventure,
it becomes more like Borderlands.
You may occasionally have to get out of it. No, it's really not like Borderlands. This thing's still 4. It's 49 meters long.
Oh.
This thing's half a football field.
Oh. What kind of shit would that be?
Yeah.
What would that be like?
So, I'm seeing how much we got left over from selling the ship.
Like, almost 10K?
So, we still have 12K 750. I'll put that into group funds, I guess.
And we have, almost, 35K in the group fund?
Yeah, we can probably use this, to buy some mods. Yeah, just now 33.
You can put them on.
We can use it for mods for the ship, honestly?
Yeah.
I'm also, by the way, I know the number for a guide. You might be able to haggle a little bit, but the default price would probably be 200 credits a day for a local guide.
And we're probably going to need them for at least 4 days, just minimum.
Well, like I said,
you have to before you can consult anybody. You gotta get there.
Yeah, true.
We basically,
I believe Aramaa is spending her downtime after you guys are done back to Ing, planning with scientists, talking to them to see if you can't borrow
That's the Juggernaut.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It's also called the Clone Turbo Tank.
I love it.
And you can also see the front-mounted ordnance launchers and the cannons and stuff. There's the spotter pod on top.
It's like a giant RC car.
Yeah.
It's a big one. I was gonna make a comment about Aramaa, wrangling people to rent a terrain scanner or something.
Yeah.
But it's you've probably spent several days working on this project.
Right.
So again, this is kind of a group vehicle, but I think it'd be kind of great to get the theater command and control center, and maybe the broadcasting, the auditorium. But that's literally what was the briefing auditorium? That's what it was. Is we're basically remove. Actually, I think we can go without the briefing auditorium, but I would still like the theater command.
Yeah.
The theater command, it's a little pricey, but it's pretty sick. It gives you 2, just by installing it gives you 2 upgrades on your mass combat checks.
I don't think it'd be double price considering what it is, because you have to actually build it into the whole thing. So,
well, as I said, there's probably gonna be a little bit of retrofitting because I said we'll probably are gonna slash.
It's got 3 hard points, and they talk about the internal configuration, so it's got a little bit of modularity.
So we're gonna
basically what you're planning on doing is you're gonna make it basically a command vehicle. You're gonna turn it into a command tank.
Yeah,
it's now a mobile command post.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're literally making the fob into.
Oh, so your guys can respawn on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the hope.
So, Aramaa will make a... Well, actually, hang on. Let me make some negotiation rules for, other things here real quick. Here they are.
And also, at this stage, do you guys... Other than, I know you want to find a ground scanner, do you want to go to local before you try and get supplies, or is there any purchases you want to make with your funds right now?
Yeah.
I think the only thing I want to get is like something I'll have to like get on my own funds, but because I'm just gonna get Superior and amount of filament, which is around like one's 5K, so it'd be around maybe like 10K, and another one's like 1,000.
Superior is very pricey.
Yeah,
I
so
might
it's like,
I don't know. It might be weird, but I might see if I can find me some goddamn Cortosis weave to slip in this fucking armor, because Jesus fucking Christ.
That'll be a spicy one, but also
the Jedi armor isn't actually like
Cortosis is very rare quality.
Oh
Yes.
fair.
Yeah.
Cortosis is like 10K normally.
Fair.
Yeah,
it's a very rare material, but the Cortosis quality is very spicy.
Yes.
very spicy.
Oh, fair. I guess it's more common in weapons.
I think Cortosis forging is a little bit, but yes, there are more weapons that by default have a Cortosis quality, just because they called it that. Like, honestly, I think Genesis again does this better, where the equivalent of it's reinforced. Just be like, yeah, you can't break this shit.
I just know because to me it's kind of common because all the Bando Gora knives are Cortosis.
Well, not all of them. Just the one you found was old.
Yeah, the 2
They
we
got
found,
some Sith
yeah.
stuff. Their plasma staffs, I think, have the Cortosis quality, but that's because they're supposed to be lightsaber proof, and they might also not. I don't remember if I gave them that. They're based on some stuff. They do have Sunder and some Breach.
Yeah. So, wait, no. If 10 is only 9/8, so no, it's only hard. Okay. Let's roll for the ground penetrating sensor pack. This is a negotiation just to go to half off and be like, you got a ground sensor pack, and you'd be like, maybe.
One triumph.
I guess just get rid of the threat and then
I would like to spend that triumph and say, have him ask, hey, I got a Geo Scanner too. You want that? And I'll be like, yes.
Sure, fair enough. You can double up on your stuff, get your stuff.
And then stim packs. Do I really need to make a check for stim packs?
To like find them? Probably not. No. What are they, like 0?
Yeah.
Are you willing to just shell out the funds? Yeah, it's fine.
Honestly, yeah.
it is 1. Yeah, it's 1. So
What are they, like 25 a pop?
It's 25 a pop. Yeah.
50 a pop.
Okay, so
I
to
think it's
the
probably
point
local
earlier,
one,
medicine is one of the things that's produced on Solo Live. You could probably find stim packs.
Oh yeah, we literally have. We literally took over a fucking pack to produce.
Yeah, no, you also took over you nationalized a pharmaceutical company. I'll let you buy and use enough stim packs. We can just call that flat price.
All right, so 25 a pop.
And technically, though they could be modified for rarity, 1 is still simple. I believe 0 to 1 is simple. So yes, you could just. If you want to just spend the money and you don't want to haggle, go for it.
Oh no, we're not buying the Geo Scanner.
Just finding records.
You're borrowing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was.
Hey, do you got one of these lying around the base?
We're only using for like 1 mission, so.
I believe you guys did this last time too, where you just like, hey, you got one of those? And it was like, yeah.
All right.
Survey team hasn't used it in like a month.
Yeah.
So I needed to. Axe, you said you wanted to.
I needed to, yeah. Like
so. Yeah, that's just 100 creds right there. Yeah, I'll just take that out. Group funds, why not? Boom.
Cool.
Throw that pack at you.
Yay.
Why are well, maybe it's for Genesis. My dice are rated age 14 plus. But my Yu-Gi-Oh cards are rated 6+. What's going on here?
The problem is though, I would better give the
Hey,
dice.
well,
I'd rather give that dice to like an 8-year-old than give those cards.
Oh
to
yeah,
an
here's the thing. Apparently, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller is rated for adults.
Wow. It's wild.
That's
It's
like
pro,
Amazon.
okay? It's pro.
It's pro.
It's also probably like easy to break.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Lucky's gotta use the bathroom.
Alright, well, we're restocking on stuff.
Just like
We're gonna take a deep
weird Amazon rating system.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not talking about my
Amazon
rating. I'm talking about the recommendation on the back of my little box of dice came in that literally says age 14+.
Probably just because
Yeah.
choking hazard.
Yeah, I wonder what the common age rating is for dice. Probably 14.
People actually using dice.
Okay, sorry about that shit. Lucky was doing the wiggle dance in his chair, and I was all like, I gotta get up. Alright, so we have. So we restocked up a mint. We got the sensor packs. We have the vehicle. I'm saying it's probably a little bit of an event as they fly this fucking thing in.
Yeah.
I said we'll set some teams to do some internal configuring while we get our provisions. Actually, that's interesting. Yeah, these things come with consumables. This thing literally has 3 months. Wait, not this one. Where's the other one?
Yeah, no, they've got most vehicles have a pretty good store.
Yeah.
That's including like fuel, food, water, etc.
Yeah.
Lucky, I'm not sure if this is probably like something I could save for later, but is it possible we can just get something on like a list of things early, just so like we don't have to edit for like when I have to get this, when I have enough to get Superior later on?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Can you remember that by me again?
I want if whatever we could just, I'll give you the money to get the monomonocular blade mod, so I could just have it in storage for later, for when I actually get Superior, when I have to like rechange some things out.
So you want to give me the money now to buy something that you're not going to use now?
Because when I have to buy them together, it's probably gonna be more harder on you.
No, that's fine. Lucky just made a fucking Rarity 9 check, and it was pretty
Yes.
solid. Like, I'm not worried about it.
So.
Yes, I'm not worried about it.
Honestly, Axe, I get what you're getting at, but I don't think it matters because you can't.
Oh, okay.
You can't install it anyway, but it would still be whatever the highest difficulty is. So it's not a big. I don't think it's a big deal. If you can't use them anyway, you might as well wait. Who knows? Maybe you'll make money on this adventure.
We'll
Or
try to
maybe you
make money.
won't. You might get lost in the jungle for 5 days and have to pay your guide a lot. Who knows?
Hey,
Like a fucking taxi cab. Meters
I only
running.
get 5K right now, so it's like
You went to a
get
desolate wasteland. How did you earn?
Don't give me any credit, Zach. No credit. Hold on to your damn money. When we buy it, we'll buy it.
all right there.
Because otherwise, I might forget about it, and then all of a sudden, why do I have 5K? Just fine. What?
We've had a
Yeah.
credit deposit. How does that even work?
I mean, honestly, like we literally have 2 things that can find things in the ground. We might literally find like a gem deposit and be like, not. And if we find just a gem deposit on the ground, I'm gonna be like,
I mean, it's technically.
Did anybody bring a
I guess
space
it's not
pack?
loot. It's technically just ours now. I guess.
Space
actually,
chick.
technically, that's a fair point. Like, just in fucking case.
Did you guys like? I feel like at some point we like gave everybody an e-tool or something. I think that
Oh yeah, no, I still have my
Yeah,
intention.
Everyone has
Yeah,
one.
that sounds
Uh,
attraction tool. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Is there an excavator's kit or something?
Actually, yeah, we actually have a
I feel like
prospect.
there is.
It's like, we're
It's a
actually
lot
gonna
of
get like a
toolkits.
profiteering kit? Yeah.
Okay, so what Aramaa should do is she should uninstall her fucking bar and install it on the damn ship.
Okay, I don't know if you got enough room
What
for
would be
that.
the hard part limitation on that?
Oh, that would be the precision toolkit.
I think
That
I
probably
have-
sounds
Small
about right
kit
for
for
Jimmy.
archaeological and that's the small kit for archaeological and excavation tools. And it costs 500 normally, rarity
You
7.
want to copy it over into the chat?
Honestly, we can probably pick up an exhibition kit at fucking low.
They probably have something like that there.
This is just
Yeah.
great.
All right, so before we leave, though, I do want to see.
Wait, what's the cover
There's
rating for this?
also this. I'm not surprised.
Is it the Vibro pick? Yeah.
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 Damn, that thing actually has like.
Oh god, it's
Okay.
cumbersome 4 though.
4.
Jesus.
You should only be using the tool.
There's just one. Holy shit!
I mean, it's a vibroblade. It's a pickaxe
Yeah,
that's
It's
got.
got
It's,
thunder in Tier 3. Holy shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the
Well, again,
precision
it
tool
is
is
a legit
35.
vibro weapon.
Yeah.
Well,
I
not
honestly,
legit.
I
It's improvised, but yes, no, it's pretty brutal.
Okay, we'll probably, if we're gonna pick that up, we'll save that. Lucky is trying to look up Cortosis weave.
Well, at least we won't be using it as melee weapons. We'll be using it to, actually do what it's meant to be for.
Yeah, we'll be doing it as labor. So like the couple will come up then.
Is 10k rarity 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the same.
Wow.
It's actually all because a superior weapon modification is 5k 6.
Yeah, no, Cortosis is rare. You can put a pin in it.
I'll make the attempt.
And
all right.
Cortosis for weapons is 8k.
I want you to roll so well. It's like, oh, this is this guy down the street. He can do it for you.
Well,
Like,
this
so
will
rad.
probably
Just
be
around
talking
the
to you
corner.
to a familiar contact to be like, hey, friend.
I'll probably go talk to Nola.
Yeah,
Nola,
basically
you-
be like, hey, Nola, you know any guys who got some Cortosis I can buy?
She'll just be like, yeah, my cousin Jimmy down the road. This is a
Yeah,
giant sign that says Kotos is here.
No, it's like maybe something.
That would be a game changer if you guys found a Cortosis pocket on deposit
Actually,
on Soda
yeah.
Live.
Like, oh, we'd speak Aaron would think all of our tools Cortosis.
Let's see. Here.
Yes, melt it and drip it over me.
I
You should do it.
That's yeah, I think I could do it. Let's see here. Yeah, so.
You can cancel out the threat.
Well, hang on here. Lucky's got to do some math here. So I'll negate the threat because I don't want to deal with no threat. Negate the failure, so that leaves 2 success. That means a 5% discount, which ain't that much. But let me see here. Yeah, so actually no, it literally just be 19k. Yeah.
Yeah, 19k.
Holy shit.
Let's see. How much do I have on hand?
Can you say 14?
Yeah, I have 14k. Oh, we do have the group funds. I do have things I can sell. Actually, hang on.
I mean, I'll say this: you've rolled enough good checks, and I think you've spent some advantage and stuff on her. You could develop a payment plan with Nola. Just remember that she's your weapons dealer. So if you this is like some loan shark shit. Like she's gonna come for your kneecaps if you don't pay her the rest.
Yeah, so can I
She's
get
gonna take your crush shots away from you.
No. Can I basically put half down, half later?
You can work out a 50% payment plan.
Yeah. And I said,
Okay.
I'll tell her that we're going out to the fucking thing, and we might strike it rich or something. Who knows? So,
I love
God.
this is like it's started to be like this is gonna be a geo like surveil thing, but now it's turned into a
Well, as I
prospecting
said,
adventure.
people have struck it rich out there, and we will have the tools and people to do shit. So might as fucking well. So let me write this down here real quick. Cortosis, and then I'm just gonna put.
Which I believe just you pop it and you get the Cortosis quality.
Yep, that's all it does, and it makes me immune to Pierce and Breach.
Now,
It's
now I don't feel so bad about having to put a little bit of Pierce on to maybe hit some of those big boys with a lot of soak.
I will
You
be
don't have a lot of
contradicting
soak.
then.
Well,
Soak is like-
this was definitely a thing that happened where, like, if I give an enemy Pierce 2 or 3, that's most of Arama's soak, but that's only like half of, say, Boots' soak, so it was a different thing. But
then Breach just makes it hard for the people that actually don't have like dodge and stuff.
well, yeah, Breach is very spicy, but that was usually for specific stuff.
Okay. So with that, so I'm gonna slot that in. I think I have to Wait, no, I have 5. I have enough space.
There's a lot of hard points on the Jedi armor. It's
Oh my God,
literally
yeah,
for
really
this.
So I'm gonna slap that on.
Like, I think there are a couple of armors that are just like they're really, really fucking expensive and rare, but they're like, no, this is the thing you turn into your endgame armor set. Like Mandalorian armor that's by default can be that. And the Jedi battle armor is one of them. There's a couple of armors that are like, yeah, this is my I'm gonna custom it out. That, or you get really, really good at armor and you build your own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna. And I think for us clones, we're not really gonna get anything better because I think only Boots' stuff is a direct upgrade because mine's like more like a side grade.
Yeah, Boots at some point will go to phase 2.
The phase 2 arc armor is actually not that great because it doesn't have the encumbrance bonus, which I actually kind of need.
Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, like for this, we're probably not gonna need any mods. You want to like, unless you guys want like, no, I'm gonna go for it. What's the rarity on the fucking? Hang on. Why am I asking? I should just look it up.
On
Let's
what?
see. On the theater command.
Theater is 8,500.
Maybe about 17,000 to its level.
36.
Rarity 6. I'll do a roll for it. And let's see, so rarity 6, so it bumps up to rarity 8. So that will be another daunting check. So roll with a with a with a then a
Probably- It's probably weird, but I did not expect this episode to be like this. But I guess
I did.
I did.
Oh no, I knew what
well.
I'm getting into.
All right, so that will be 20% off. What was it, 17K? Oh wait, shit, that's right, 17K. But
Yeah, you still got a decent chunk in your group fund.
that'd be off 20%. So that'd be
Honestly, you're making me feel a lot better about what I've written about possible monetary
That would be-
rewards.
okay.
That's
Because of that
13
now.
That's 13,600.
Yep. As I said, like, you got to spend money to do stuff, and as I said, like,
Yes. We might make some of that.
The only
back.
upgrade is if I failed the mechanics checks to actually get the mods on these things. We can't get replacements.
well, I'm not worried about modding it right now. I don't think we're going into a mass combat check. I just want the
No, not for a little
Yeah.
bit. Though I
Yeah.
do. I'll be excited to tell you what adventures old Omega has. I had a regular old brainstorm a couple weeks ago about what comes after the Black Guard, and there's some fun stuff.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it another time. But yeah,
Yeah.
19,785. Okay, so we have 19. So we'll just slop that in there. And what do you guys want to do about the last point?
There's a bunch on this list. So
I don't really know.
Well, as I said, here's an interesting thing. The sensors on this thing is only short, which is still fucking. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. The mobile listening post is hardpoints 2.
there should be some other upgrade sensors. and
Is there
stuff.
anything that increases? Like, is there anything like internal upgrades that are already on it?
What do you mean?
I guess I don't know vehicles also. I guess there's like something you can like.
No,
internally
you cannot
discern.
by default. You can't pop anything out and get more hard points.
I more meant like, is there anything we can just directly just improve something?
Oh, okay. That all
really,
takes
no.
Is there anything improves? Is there anything that like is cheap enough to just improve handling?
Yes, actually.
There's
It's
a tracking system, but that doesn't do anything.
where is it? Yeah, there is literally something called just handling upgrades, which is the base increases handling by 1, and then has 2
Wait.
mods to also increase handling by 1,
Come and get handling. Oh, so I can get handling too if we do it right.
which is kind of wild considering how big and crazy this thing is.
It's only
Yeah.
a -1 handling. So yeah.
Oh, handling upgrades, but that's pod racers only.
Oh, is it pod racers only?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in the pod racer attachments.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, I didn't see the fucking pod race.
Yeah, I think I need to give this like higher level. Actually, hold on. Let me reorganize my move there.
Now, let me see here.
Auditory brigade doesn't really do matter unless it's leadership bonuses for you.
Yeah, most upgrades actually fuck over your handling.
Yeah. Is there anything that just improve? Let's see. Is there anything just to improve like I guess sensor range, but isn't too?
I saw there was a.
There is enhanced. There's not enhanced sensors. Is that under enhanced comms?
Yeah, it doesn't hit comms.
Oh
Which
yeah,
increases
there's
your-
a. Oh yeah, there's a. Oh, but this is for sure. There's homebrew stuff that I think Mega had that
Increase
like
enemy sensor
maneuvering
range.
things.
Well, listening post is too. Yes.
Yeah, I had some homebrew stuff, but I haven't edited that in a while. Also, that would
Yeah,
probably not
because-
work for this thing. That would have to be
Yeah.
like a flying vehicle to do fins.
Yes.
I guess if we
yes,
want to do
it's
some of the things, we have
fixed.
to get someone who can just add more hard points to vehicles. But
Which there's a whole thing, but yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
we're gonna go that far to make this
Yeah.
thing your signature vehicle.
Hmm.
No, it doesn't look like without the 2 for mobile listening post, you can go all the way up to increase your actual sensor range a lot. That said, as you pointed out, short planetary is still even on a ground vehicle is still quite far. You know, you're talking about a couple of football fields, and it does have the spotter module, so you can put a guy with other sensor tech in the top and have him look out.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look through all this stuff to see what might be good. There's advanced targeting array, but we're not trying to turn this into a
Let's see if there's anything
gunning
like.
thing.
Let's see. Interior broadcast suite, so increases everyone's strain by 1. That's hyperdrive generator.
Yeah, that's
Hydraulic
Characters
control
use,
circuits.
yeah.
Oh, that's 2. Never mind.
Mhm.
Oh, hey. Characters use a whole tank, may always use. Oh, there's a whole
We increase the
tank.
speed but lower the system strain by
Mod.
1.
2 times +1 advantage to mass combat checks when acting force commanders on board the ship.
Oh, the hollow tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
Upgrade
thing was
this
neat,
is-
but as I said, we got the theater command, which is pretty fucking baller.
Yeah. Which actual probably help a lot.
Like I said, like as much as I do want to.
Honestly, those are the whole setup of them is much suited to a different vehicle, like building a spaceship to do a whole thing.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a couple HP 0 things that will probably get later.
Oh, the HP 0, like the droid brain. Droid brain, yeah.
There's a plasma drill. There's a plasma drill.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's drills.
Can move the solid rock, but gets minus 2 handling.
Yeah,
they have 1 + 1 handling mod. Yeah.
If you want to turn it into the clone drill tank, which I'm sure the Lego kit exists for.
No.
Also,
but the HP 0 one. The HP 0
a giant drill on a fucking Civ 5. That's terrifying.
Oh wow, encrypted computer. That's nice, actually.
Security measures is a 0, by the way.
Yeah. Like security measures, and I think there's another one that prevents slicing on the ship, which might be
encrypted computer.
So it's only 500 times still, so it would only be what is our current still for this thing?
4.
Excuse me.
5. So that's only 2,500 times 2. That's only 5,000.
It'd be 20, so it'd be 40. So
yeah, because it's still 4. But that's
20.
Also,
still 4.
Yeah. Also, the astrogation. Probably need that, but the autopilot droid brain.
What is the autopilot droid brain? Excuse me.
Brain can make pilot checks with 2 green. You can increase the brain's skill by 1 twice with mods, so it can go 2 yellows. There's also a gunnery brain as well. I think there's droid brains for all the pilot skills.
Yeah, like the astrogation brain, piloting brain, astromate droid sockets.
Even the entire ship will be droid brains.
I mean, it's for different setups. You know, you can get them all.
The
encrypted computer, which is like you can add and make it where it upgrades the difficulty and add 2 blacks to slicing the ship, which could be useful.
Look at onboard amenities and just put in. I'm pretty sure. Actually, what does onboard amenities mean? Do you add like a kitchen and stuff?
Yeah, basically, I'd have to double check what it's from, but it upgrades the charm, deception, and negotiation checks of crewmen. So it's just like I believe it's just a full set of amenities. I can actually
physical countermeasure.
Check if I've got
pseudo cloaking device.
Description. You probably wouldn't go pseudo cloaking device. You'd probably go with something a little less sophisticated, like Night Shadow or something. Sensor bafflers. Sensor
shunt. Yeah. Missile 2.
Like I said, we don't want to be
onboard amenities unit. Thank you, Wiki.
Like all of the.
Often a ship is the smuggler's home, and not all ships come with necessary amenities to live comfortably. This unit brings one everything we need to make a ship their home. So yeah, it's basically I think it's just full-blown living space kits. So onboard kitchen, all that stuff.
It's quite cheap actually. Yeah. Also, security measures only be like 2K.
And the rarity is 3. Let me actually go ahead and jot that down while I'm looking at it.
Security measure would only be like 2K too. It's actually not that bad.
I think, especially if you're planning to take this in the field, and especially since you guys have had close encounters of the droid kind, you might consider the enhanced security.
No.
Get some locks, set the car alarm, get a boot.
And I will hang on,
Let me. So I think there was like 2. Hang on, let me see here.
It does upgrade it twice. Yeah.
Let's see here. Armored computer core.
Well, keeping in mind that it's probably average or hard by default, so upgrades are good because it's not a post.
It'd be 2 upgrades, so it'd make it like a.
It'd be like red. It would be like red or red purple.
Okay, so we want the encrypted computer.
Let me actually, while I'm looking at this, let me run down the stuff that doesn't have rarity because I can check that pretty fast.
Hopefully, we can end the session at least getting to Carval and like hiring guys.
Yeah, you guys can get there, and I assume what you guys will want to do is you'll want to ear to the ground and all that.
Yeah.
I know you guys love to gather intelligence. Don't you worry, kids. I expected everything. We're also only at 2 hours.
Yeah, we could probably go for 4. But
we'll see what happens. We need to finalize your setup on that stuff.
Make us fucking Joseph Joestar. Next you're going to say.
Next you're going to say, can I buy food?
Can I buy cortosis? No, sorry.
No, that's already happened. Computer and security measures. Let's see here. So that would be
vehicle hardpoints. By the way, we talked about weapon hardpoints. Like armor hardpoints are often ludicrous. Vehicle hardpoints are just all over the place.
Yeah, like a lot of them should just be 1. Like some of the 2 ones is feel like it's, I guess, dedication. But do a lot of ships just have like 2 hardpoints or like? Even numbers,
most good ones have 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess it's like the best cab.
Well, I mean, like you have 3 on this thing, which as we established is a giant blob of rolling steel.
How many does like a Star Destroyer have? Like one like largest ship?
Honestly,
world.
Super huge capital ships probably have less because they already have so much.
Oh, they
crap
probably
on
already
them.
have all the features. You don't need to add anything.
Yeah. Let me actually look in the core book, like what a super big boy ship has.
Because like a big super ship will already have like a tracking beam, like smuggling compartments.
No, I'm wrong. They are absolutely. Well, okay. A Star Destroyer only has 2. But the MC-80 Liberty, aka a good guy ship, has 4. Which I believe what they're getting at is the idea that player characters are much more likely to possibly have the run of a Mon-Cal MC-80 cruiser than a Star Destroyer. But yeah, other than some mid-level ships, like a lot of cap ships have like, unless they're like super specialized, they have like 2 to 4.
Oh, okay.
A Gozanti has like 4. A Consular class light cruiser has 4, which you guys would actually be able to get to, and already has a modular feature, by the way. The Consular class light cruiser, which is the one that showed up at the start of Phantom Menace, which got blown up. It has modular passenger pods, so you can have a salon pod, a boarding pod, or a command pod. So you can have a fancy room. You can have a command and control suite, which gives you a blue on any checks made to command ships or troops. And it doesn't specify a skill, so I think that's any time you yell at people to do stuff. And then the boarding pod are actually made to slap into the enemy and then blow through the hull and deploy troops. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, no, 4 seems to be a good solid number. Like CR-90 Corvettes have 4. So the 2s are usually, I believe the 2 is intended to be like, okay, buddy, you only get 2 of these, so pick carefully. All right, and you've already done your roll to calculate everything. All right.
And then cost, then it'd be like, that's a little under.
That's how much it costs.
A little under 6K. Not that bad.
All right. So we're also going to slap in the onboard amenities unit. So now there's like a kitchen, probably like a small rec room or something.
We install the antiviruses and like the hacking protection on the computers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, you. This probably, because this is a full-blown vehicle thing. This is probably sitting in your deployment bay for a couple of days, and like, Arama's rolling, crates full of components in, and there are clone mechanics and engineers with fusion cutters and, little welding masks going apeshit.
Camo's, like, lock testing the doors and entrances.
Yeah, basically, like, you have Camo and maybe a couple of the other sneaky boys go around to all the entrance points and, like, install new locks, new keypads, all that stuff. You've got fucking tech. Just because there's an overabundance of clone specializations, you clearly have the clone contractor troopers with their protractors, hoofing in kitchen tile and a stove. You've got your clone architect being like, oh yeah, no, the Soholiv softwood cabinets will go really well with your lighting, but I gotta be honest, General, you really want to go with the deep hardwood. Let's get a nice reddish hardwood in here. Because in case of an emergency, you can rip the door off its hinges and use it to beat a droid to death with.
Beat a clanker to break a clanker to parts of it.
Well, I guess that is improved security.
Part of the fun part is like you have to image like there would be contractors because there'd have to be people that actually to build like new homes for people that got like fucked up by the
Well, here's a fun fact: in a lot of military organizations, the people who build shit are also the people who blow shit up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you guys are combat force recon and stuff. So you this is like your engineer corps, and these guys don't have anything to do. They're great. They love it. We play the montage from fucking Titan AE. Yeah, I love that scene. Sparks build the thing. It's great to go.
All right, so we're not going to worry about actual mods because actually I think
we can worry about those later. And I can Camo could probably do it with the technician crew to probably get like bonuses and stuff.
All right, so I said we're not going to roll out with literally 300 clones. Actually, I don't know.
We will probably worry about the modding before a big mission.
So let's.
So we've talked about this. You have a company under your command. You can probably adjust the internal configuration to fit your company comfortably. Give them, like I said, instead of jump seats, you can give them like drop cots or something. Double stack some bunks in here.
Let's see, my full company. What is a company size?
It's about 150.
Yeah, so yeah, so we can do that. Can we just like have the?
Yeah, you can configure it to be up to 150, but it's meant to be more long term.
Yeah. Okay.
So now you basically have the rolling company command post.
Yeah.
The swamp
Now I assume again to double check, you're not going to run this all the way out to Nuzana, right? You're not going to take your company to invade the Badlands.
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because that might pause some questions.
No.
Omega also might need to then hide some missile turrets in the Badlands. He doesn't know.
No. But we can take it to Lopak, right?
To Lorcall? Yeah, you can park it there.
Yeah, we'll park it at Lorcall. That, as I said, this is literally our forward operating base, but like instead of having to camp out and Lorcall, whatever, it's like no, you just thumb at the fucking Juggernaut. It's like no, everyone just stays here.
And if we need backup, we at least have people there relatively nearby.
Yeah, true. So we'll load up the science team. We'll load up. I'm not gonna take the full company. There's no reason fucking to. Well,
no, but you'll take a couple security details.
Yeah, take a couple security details. We'll make sure we're fully stocked up on food, water. We got our high level tech. We'll worry about excavating.
Well, yeah, this baby's got like 200 encumbrance capacity.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Which, by the way, if you ever want to improve, you can buy a cargo scanner. It's incredibly bullshit. You roll an average computer checks to improve your encumbrance capacity of a vehicle by 10% through optimization and logistics.
That sounds amazing.
Aramaa will stop by her bar, make sure that Cook knows that he's in charge for a bit.
Yep. Actually, I can say it. One of my ideas for a future session, I'm calling the bottle episode, which is just the we stay at home and do vignettes all episode.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
But I just wanted to make sure that that Aramaa remembers her bar.
Yep. No? You thought about your bar several times during your long slog through the night.
That was
I believe your obligation triggered at least once.
I will say, I can totally see, like, we call the Bando Gora operation the Bando Gora siege.
It probably would be. It was definitely an assault or a siege.
Yeah. Like, it was a very short siege because we just went through, but it was still, like, going through the entire castle.
I mean, it still probably took you, like, a couple of hours of operation outright.
I wouldn't call it a siege. I would call it an assault.
Yeah.
Considering the size of the target, though, is like, yeah, no.
All right, so the Juggernaut is suited, booted, and ready.
It's not called the Swamp Juggernaut?
Well, I don't know. Like, usually we name ships. I don't know if we name tanks.
Especially if it's your command post, yeah, it would need a name. Which company did you guys actually pick? Let me check my notes.
Well, we're the Swamp Dogs.
Yeah, that's your overall unit, but there were a couple smaller clone companies in
I can't remember
in your force. And I gotta hold on. Let me pop open my notes.
And good timing, Martha. We're about to fucking set off.
Honestly, I think we kind of used our time well, mostly.
Well, yeah, this is all future-proofing shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll actually probably need this for the separatist thing. For the whole
Maybe.
This will definitely interact with some things interestingly later.
Next combat.
Yeah, so there was the whole battalion is the Swamp Dogs, but there was the primary companies I outlined were Sierra Company, Tree Frog Company, and Uniform, and I believe you guys were Sierra.
We were Sierra, yeah.
So this would be like, Sierra 1 or something. Sierra Lead, Sierra Base, whatever you want to call it. Because you'll need a radio code to identify what your vehicle is. By the way, a fun fact is the actual call sign for Aramaa would be Sierra Actual, to reference that you are actually talking to the head of the unit.
Cool.
Whereas your individual squads would just be like, fire team this, fire team that, Sierra 1, Sierra 1-1.
Or Team 1.
Attachments, yeah.
Sierra 117. Wait
a minute.
Yeah, so we're just going to call the Juggernaut Sierra Command. All right, let's smash a bottle over it. Everyone load up.
All right, cool. How much food can this thing hold?
Oh, yeah, I don't think you actually said what the consumables.
It doesn't actually say, but...
Well, what's your consumables time?
Doesn't...
But I guess on your notes it doesn't say, I don't think.
It might not note. Let me double check.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say in the actual book either for the...
I think that means it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Maybe we'll have extra food. That's so weird. Usually things like this...
Okay, so there's a note from another thing. It has... it's not listed in there, and they probably should have, but it says, according to some Legends material, it's got 20 days provisions. That's for probably fully loaded crew, so you might be able to stretch that a little. And it's got a fuel range of 300,000 kilometers.
So can we just round it and say it's a month worth of consumables?
Yeah, that's fair. We'll call it about a month.
Cool.
Especially because you added the onboard amenities suite and stuff. All right, and yeah. I don't know about my exact geography, but this thing's what, speed like 3 or something?
Yeah.
You've got the
Yeah.
fuel range to reach Lorcall.
Yeah, speed 3s. Yeah.
I won. So
And-
I said there are positions. There are crew positions if you want to take them. There is the pilot, co-pilot, engineer, commander. This one's taking that one. One navigator, one comm specialist, and then
What?
6 technicians and 8 gunners.
I'll
Co-pilot.
take pilot.
Okay.
Gee, I
No
wonder
pilot.
where Boots will go.
Go join your buddies in the gunnery bay.
You have a lot of weapon systems to choose from.
I will command all the weapons.
Actually, what are the weapon systems? Yeah.
I
Oh,
listed them out earlier, but to cover them again, where is this thing?
There's not very cannon.
Juggernaut. So you've got the dorsal-mounted rotary laser cannon turret. You've got the dorsal-mounted heavy laser cannon turret. Then you've got port and starboard medium laser cannons. You've got forward-mounted light blaster cannons and 2 retractable hull-mounted
Yeah.
flex ordnance launchers.
Nice. I'm just going to be co-pilot.
They also got anti-personal ordnance.
That basically just means you can fire regular grenades out of it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it actually says that with the additional rules, anti-personnel ordnance can also fire at any standard grenade. And then you guess what? If you run out of ammo, you just roll an easy gunnery check to replenish from the onboard magazines.
That's
Yep.
nice.
So
So, like, I guess.
how
so we
long will it take to get to Lower Cole?
Oh, someone's gonna have to make a piloting check for that.
All right, here we go.
Actually, honestly, probably not.
Oh, probably not. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, I was thinking about
Unless we
time.
really want to figure out if you're going to like cut off time, but I'm trying to think.
I mean, if it's gonna take less than if it's gonna take a day, it's fine. If it's
Well,
I mean, it'll probably take more than a day. You're going overland,
yeah.
but
Like,
this
honestly,
this thing has a lot of terrain coverage, so it's probably a good solid. I think we said like on foot, you guys could like hike to like Ubeshu in what, like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We tested that.
this is probably like 3 or 4 days drive to the center of the continent. You know.
Hour.
it's fine. Yeah, like, I'm not worried about time. I was like, this is like I said. I think we've done all the time critical stuff, so
Yeah.
we're gonna relax a little bit, enjoy the space RV.
Mhm.
Probably
Probably
nice
do
that-
some. You can probably actually pitch this pretty easy as a shakedown and just be like, let's make sure everything works.
yeah,
Yeah.
shakedown cruise.
But yeah, this thing's fully crewed. You have, up in the cockpit in the command deck, you've got pilot in the driver's seat, a co-pilot. You know, you got an engineer relaying to your actual like drive deck. You know, you've got technicians on hand. There's a comm. There's navigation.
Yeah, like I said, we take the security details, but I would like to fill out the other positions that like the boys aren't filling out with just some standard clones from the.
Yeah, no, you've got technicians for this. It's fine.
It's all right. So next
not only
thing,
you have a vehicle corps who has specialists for this.
Mhm.
Some of these are probably like, especially the technicians. These are probably the guys who installed all the mods. They just want to make sure their work works.
all right, Sierra Command is a go.
I know you guys took some posts, but does anybody want to take a gander in the surveillance pod sticking out of the top?
I'll do that. I'm not doing much in my gunnery seat.
Okay. You climb the ladder and get in the little pod. Let me actually pull up on this thing again, because they have the height, so it's like...
Oh, it's extendable. Interesting. Okay, so it doesn't stand up all that way all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
Nah, you can retract it. It's got a retractable ladder rungs.
I can already see it. At one point, Aramaa hits the one MC and say, "Boots, stop extending and retracting the extendable pod. You're gonna break something."
Yeah, it says normally the height of this thing is 30 meters. So, and it looks like at full extension the pod's probably another double the height. So, yeah, you're getting maybe at least 50 meters off the ground. Also, by the way, at full speed, according to some old legend stuff, this thing has. I think I said this in my profile, but this thing goes up to 160 kilometers per hour.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
If you want to open up the throttle. I mean, Speed 3 is a good speed for repulsor or flying vehicles. This thing has wheels.
This thing
That's all.
goes
I'm
through things.
sorry. If we hit some flatland, I'm just gonna tell Camo.
Yeah, Camo's driving.
It's like Camo.
Lord.
Pedal down. Pedal. Fast. Go fast.
As you wish. As you wish. As he just moves the head, as he moves like that lever all the way up.
Pull the lever. Oh, lever.
Just,
Yeah. and you guys just boom, 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 bumping through the mud flats.
Oh man, do you guys want to go mudding for a bit? It's like, quick, crank to the left. Just gouge a fucking
Probably.
Clearly,
Yeah.
this is for the shakedown.
I mean, you got to make sure the suspension works.
Yeah. So I'm okay with maybe spending an extra bit of time just doing some stupid fun stuff.
Oh, cool. Insert.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's got a cross section.
Yeah. So
Oh, cool. I
again,
can actually Campbell could actually snipe from that vision.
Oh yeah, no, that's what the pod is for.
so yeah, we'll do a shakedown and we'll do some stupid dumb stuff.
Sure.
Oh, that's super neat.
And
Really?
you'll notice looking at this thing, the suspension on this thing is crazy.
It is.
Like you've got hydraulic actuators and hardened coils, like it's and big grip surfaces.
This
So
thing's
yeah,
pretty cool. Like this, so there's actually many rooms to this. Like holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, like honestly, what probably happened is probably, like I said, that one of the top decks probably got converted into the amenity suite, and probably the bottom deck is probably getting converted to the fucking the sleeping area.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually like pretty comfortable. Nice.
And then up there at the front is probably where the command center thing has been installed.
yeah, you can see it. So you've got like the because there's a bubble with the comm suite.
Yep.
So you've probably like jury-rigged that into a whole setup, and it's got theater command features.
Okay, I just want to say this is like maybe like one of the coolest purchases we've ever done.
Yeah, no.
Lucky's had his eye on this one for a while. It just kind of clicked.
I will also say this is probably one of the best like dispatchments that Camo's probably had in his career. So.
Well, yeah. Hang with Aramaa. You get to do cool stuff and play with cool things, because she likes stuff.
Yes.
Now, so I'm assuming that the journeys there is probably okay. I don't know if there's many things that would fuck with this thing.
No, you're a big metal blob making a lot of noise.
Cool. So, like I said, we'll have a bit of fun, but we'll mention. What was the name of the town? I keep calling it Lopak, and I'm like, wait, no, it's not our friend. Local.
It's Lore Cow.
Lore Cow. Cow of Lore. And yeah, let's park it. I'm pretty sure they won't mind if we park it in town.
Well,
the edge
if
of
you'll
town,
recall, the town is built up into the canopies. There's a lot of space below.
So we'll find a nice space and we'll unload. So now comes information gathering.
Yes, you wish to mill the rumors.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, somebody can make me easy charm or streetwise checks, just
I'll
depending
do
on
Troy.
how you want to do it. You know, streetwise is more.
Well, here's a question: will you allow multiple checks, or do you just want one check to save fucking time?
No. As many of you who are looking up, you can do that. Just remember that means that you're out wandering around.
That's fine.
Well, as I said, Aramaa will set the security detail on the Sierra Command, and she will wander off.
All right. They pull the pod in. They close the hatches. They relax.
Anyone trying to get into it have a
Concern.
hard time.
I'm just starting. Yeah, I think Kavis will just stick with Aramaa.
That's cool.
I'm gonna try a streetwise deck. It should be like
Easy,
easy again,
yeah.
right? So.
And basically, the difference is charm is actually like going to places, buying some drinks, talking to some people. Streetwise is ear to the ground, listening, looking for signs, knowing where to find information.
Nope, for a second that was all blank for me.
It took a second to proc. Forsen. Okay, with the streetwise, you get some general information about rumors in town. Like, there is a decent amount of urban legends and rumors in the place. A lot of people, like, have always talked about how it's haunted or something, you know, because there is a pretty high casualty rate going up into the Badlands.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you know, you go into a jagged lava canyon to find some gemstones, and you cut your ropes or whatever, take a rock fall. You know, it's pretty rough. But basically, you hear the usual thoughts on the war. You know, these people are a little insulated from the front, but they have thoughts. You know, the latest rumor they're talking about the whole sub assault thing. You know, some of them probably saw flashes of light in the sky that day.
Oh wow!
When you guys went, you know,
And it makes sense considering how like I think what we've been doing is probably no one's probably going to hear about that for a long, long time.
And they've got some different stuff back and forth. Like most of the locals, they're pro-Republic, but they're a little further insulated from the front, so they're still very self-reliant.
Mm-hmm.
Arama's public works project hasn't gotten out this far. Not that it necessarily needs to. They seem pretty comfy.
Like I said, I'm mostly worried about the areas around the capital. This is like several days' ride.
Yeah. This is several days' ride to an obscure and underpopulated area.
Like,
most of the people who live here are either here just because they happen to be born here or because they are interested in this location. So,
yeah.
That said, because you rolled a shitload of success, Camo does hear a couple of interesting rumors. There's apparently some hubbub. Some people are talking about that there might be some. They think there's some bigger gem deposits that are being found that the people are keeping quiet. And a lot of people are saying that people are keeping quiet because there's a rumor that the Separatists are trying to muscle in on the terrain for access to the gem mines. Like, nobody will say, I'll say with like 4 successes, nobody's like seen any droids or anything, but it's the usual wartime rumor of like, oh, let me clank her up again on my gem mine.
Well, this grapevine's going to get back to the source, which is my general, so
But you also hear that the reason why the locals are suspicious, in turn, is because reports of claim jumping and other accidents are on the rise.
So there's something there. Something around in the area.
Yeah, so, like, a couple more prospectors and explorers have gone missing than usual, unseasonable numbers. And obviously, whether somebody cuts your rope and you fall into a pit, or your rope cuts itself and you fall into a pit, you fall into a pit either way. It's not like they're running fucking CSI lore call out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though that would be a pretty fun campaign sometime. There's no, like, solidified evidence, but it does seem like they've got a little statistical rise, and some people are getting claim jumped, which is a thing that'll happen here, but claim jumping is basically somebody figures out you've got a claim or you've got a stake, and somebody will sneak in at night and either steal your gems, or after you've mined your gems, or whatever, you're looking for gems, they'll, club you on the back of the head, or poke you with a stun baton and make off with all your cash and gems. And occasionally, sometimes claim jumpers will just shoot you dead. So there have been a couple of people who've been recovered with, blaster injuries lately.
Oh.
So, consider it might be if we find something, some, like, group of people might be, like, trying to, like, hit us if we're, like, don't seem that much of, like, if we seem like a pushover, to a degree.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, a lot of times claim jumpers just go for the old extortion, some guys come back and he's Camo probably hears some guy in the cantina spitting up a storm about how, some guys in bandanas, held him up. He didn't even have anything, but they took all the rocks he gathered to test and all his, credits, and he was barely had enough food to make it home.
Gotcha.
Plumb out of luck.
Well, I'll buy that man a drink. Let's see. Oh wait, no, this is your streetwise. You haven't even got.
Yeah, this is Camo just like listening around.
Yeah. So with charm, although you could obviously probably run into that guy because you're probably at the cantina or at the hunting lodge asking questions. First of all, you get some information about the terrain up ahead because you're asking active questions. So crossing the whole region is probably about a 3-day hike on foot, but very few people cross the whole region or cross directly. You should prepare accordingly for maybe some extra times. Like a lot of people skirt the region to take the path of least resistance. Since you guys are cutting to the heart, you should probably plan for maybe the full equivalent of crossing the whole thing, just because you guys will, depending on where you're going, you guys may have to take rough routes or something.
So plan for like 7 days so we can go back and forth and 1 extra.
Yeah. What's foraging out? Well, here's a question. What's foraging like out here?
Possible, though, if you talk to some people and you roll a tramp, they'll warn you. One, make sure to take a local guide so you know it's safe to eat, because there are plants and funguses which grow unusually here and have developed defense mechanisms. And part of that is because there's some unusual flora and fauna down here. In particular, they tell you to watch out for a couple of unusual specimens you can only find in the Badlands. They tell you to watch out for catapult wasps.
What?
Oh, God.
Oh, you never heard about a catapult wasp. All right, well, it's like a wasp. It's about the size of a small dog. Basically, the way they describe it, they have bombardier organs. So
Oh
instead of
my
a
God.
stinger in the abdomen, they fire an incendiary goo,
Oh, Jesus.
which they use to destroy other nests encroaching upon their territory and scare off predators.
Oh.
It's like
Seems
that
quite effective.
fucking new ghost dragon Pokemon that just launches its young at people.
So yeah, catapult wasps are a semi-colonial semi-colonial insect that only appear in Usana, and they're pretty spicy.
Kavis, we found your perfect animal companion.
No!
No, that makes
Um,
dangerous. No.
They also warn you about a lot of the insect life. There's also the firefly,
What?
The Vivire. Oh, Vivire. It is Vivire.
Oh no, that.
which is they're pretty big. They can grow to about a couple of meters in height, fully grown.
Jesus.
They're canopy stalkers. They don't usually come down to the floor, but they might hunt, especially if you walk through a clearing. They have very, very high-speed wings, so they can descend and ascend very rapidly to swoop down and grab people. In addition to having very pointy mandibles, and in fact, one guy will point to there's a head of one, taxidermied on the wall. It's got big quad mandibles with big, sharp, pointy insides like saw blades.
Oh,
But he warns you,
Like a-
but watch out. They have a poisonous organ in their abdomen. They will spit a caustic toxin to scare off attackers and sometimes poison larger prey, so they're easier to take down.
I think I had fun making the enemies for this. Oh god.
So you can forage, but there's a couple of unique species. He also tells you, and if you ever see a tank grub, don't fall for it. It looks like a giant caterpillar or a worm, but it's about the size of a truck. He describes something that it's about silhouette too. Now they're what you call decomposers. They normally only eat dead or already dying things, but they have thick armored carapaces, and they're pretty touchy if you threaten them because they know they're pretty easy prey. So they're not afraid to knock you over and crush you. And also, we call them tank grubs because they have artillery organs, which fire an acidic dust and polymer out of its chitins at you.
Man, I'm glad I got fucking influence. I'm just gonna. Anytime I see him, it was like, just no,
Go away, please.
go away.
Go the other way.
Aramaa is going to go full Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind on this problem. Just be like, hello, I am friend. Please go away. I am a Disney princess. We mean you no harm.
Borderlands monster shit. I'm just saying, it's like this is like some Pandoran like wildlife shit.
But yeah,
I
so
say, as long as I'm not
there's a lot of things you don't want to eat down here in the thing. But so take a local guide to know what's safe to eat. But otherwise, yeah, there's a lot of unique biodiversity down here, and there are some naturally occurring vine fruits and certain kinds of nuts or berries which grow in there, which are not toxic, or at least not toxic humanoids.
So that was
So
really
we're gonna want a guide, and we might want a couple porters,
Mhm.
or porters / laborers.
And basically, he lets you know that the terrain is it's gonna be looking a little uneven. You're gonna need to do a combination of hiking, rappelling, and possibly even swimming, depending on how direct a route you want. Because there's a lot of uneven terrain. Some of the low points will include standing water and mud, but there's thick underbrush and sometimes sharp cliffs.
So we got repulsor units. Probably need to climb.
Yeah, we have repulsor units, but we have to worry about our. I guess we're gonna have to worry about our guys and porters. So we might. I don't know. Depending. Like I said, I'm honestly
at least for the first part, for the outer layers, the where there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of lava flows and ravines and stuff before you get kind of into the deep jungle. What the guide tells you they call the covered forest because of how dense it is. Those guys probably know. They'll probably, so if you hire porters, they're used to this shit. They'll bring their own. Like, honestly, because you rolled the triumph, the people you talk to can probably point out professional guides and porters, and like, if you hire a laborer or a porter to like carry your science shit or whatever, those guys go out there. These are strong, strapping young lads who have nothing better to do with their time, and they go into the wilderness literally armed with nothing but climbing kits, empty packs, and their food and water. Like, they have these supplies to carry themselves in and to make sure they can carry all your extra shit.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
just I guess after that, just all of like the stuff about if we find deposits or like anything similar to deposits, like what might occur.
Okay.
Look looking for the price of guides and stuff.
I said earlier it'll probably you can haggle, but it'll probably be 200 a day. The
200 a day?
That's the equivalent of like a private investigator or something. So
okay.
You're gonna get somebody dedicated. I've already got their stats. They will have an int and cunning of 3 and 2 in any relevant skills you need them to roll.
Okay. And then yeah, a couple of porters.
That's fine. Shit, dude. Shockingly, there's no Star Wars rules for this, but in Realms of Terranoth, which I reported to Jen Sakai, there's actually rules about hirelings.
Oh, really?
How costly is that? Actually, wait, there is a table for general labor.
It's in,
unskilled labor is a monthly salary of 500 credits, so that's what, like, something like 5 or 10 credits a day?
Yeah, let's see. There's also a miner. I could actually literally hire a miner. That's great.
Yes.
Miners would be useful.
That's experienced labor.
Yeah.
But yeah, unskilled labor, that's close. It's closer to like 15 credits a day, but yeah.
Like 4 of those would be 60 a day, so it'd be like 260 a day.
We don't need 4. We're only gonna grab a couple.
Alright.
We basically, what I want to do is I just want to grab a couple, maybe miners. I don't know. Give them vibro pickaxes. Tell them to hold our shit along with their own shit, and we go.
Honestly, I would say you should probably skip the actually paying the extra for a miner and just get the unskilled labor, because they'll know how to swing a pick. You're not planning on, like, digging any mine shafts or anything. You're just, like, if you come across any crystal outcroppings or gem deposits, you're willing to mine them up.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so let's... As this is a frontier mining town, let's pick up a couple... I'm pretty sure they have vibro pickaxes, maybe.
Yep, sure.
So let's pick up
2. There's general goods and supply stores here.
So, let's see, that'll be 1,300 rarity 5.
I assume it won't be increased because they actually have it here.
No, I'd still say so. Like I said, like, vibro weapons, like I said, even though this is, like...
They have them in stock, but they don't... this place especially, they don't manufacture them here.
Okay, fair, yeah.
Like to use the example, we literally make our own fucking Bacta and can have a fucking pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, fair. I guess the rarity would only exist for the difficulty of the check.
So close to 5, so that'd be 2.
Yeah, that'd be 2.
Yeah. And then the
excess.
That's a nice, lovely check. Let's see here. So I got 1 threat, so I'll just negate that automatically because don't want bad stuff happening right now. Yep. Let's see here. 1 advantage ain't going to do much, so I'll just dump it all into that for 5, so for 25% off. So let me, so it's 13, so it's 26. So 2,600. Whoops. Damn it. I hate it when I push the wrong button on my calculator. I'm just like, and everything's gone. I'm like, damn it.
That's always
1950?
Yep. 1950. Alright, and let's say I will hire the dudes and pay them their initial wages, so that'll be like, I'll be nice. I'll give these fucking unskilled laborers 25 a day.
Alright.
It just makes it
good price, breeds loyalty.
It's gonna be a week, so it's about.
Well, no, I'm paying them daily.
Okay, I'm just more like. I guess it's more like fair.
That's why it's just 250. That means it's 250 a day.
Yeah.
All right. So then let me see. Plus 250. So initial cost will be 2,200. I'll take that out of group funds.
Well, probably considering this, like, from like what we've been hearing, we might actually probably make like a vast profit, possibly.
I assume nothing.
Nothing. It's just
But so basically, what happens is, all right, you're our guy. You're gonna do guiding stuff. Thank you. I'm gonna hand pickaxe to the porters and the science equipment. It's like, hold on to these until we need them. And let's so they can probably take, like, would you say that these guys can take care of their own food while we're...
Yeah, they'll carry their own shit.
Yeah, but we're gonna need to carry food for the interim. So let us buy, let's see here. Everyone's staying back at the fob at CR Command will be fine, but let's do the usual and grab a week worth of food for everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How much does that weigh?
It should be E0, so depending on what you have, because you might go over an encumbrance, but If you got a little bit of space, I wouldn't worry about it.
I guess
So-
5 days, yeah.
So let's go with just ye old standard ration bricks. Not ration bricks. Not the actual bricks.
Oh, like-
Um.
Something actually
You
consumable.
find some
There's
canned
very
rations,
little-
that's fine.
There's very little meat in these bricks.
Yeah, here it is. Ration packs. Yeah, they are 5 ease. 5 a pop. 10 a pop. Let me see here. There's 4 of us. That's 28, so that will be 2,800. Since it's E0, do we have to, like, I'm not necessarily keen on haggling. Can I just buy them outright?
Yeah.
Alright, so 2,800. Everyone take a week worth of rations, please.
I was gonna say rations 7.
And
Everyone's got their filtering canteens and everything. So
yeah. I'll ask, how difficult will it be to find water out there?
Not hard.
No,
Like I mentioned, there's a lot of standing water in springs and stuff.
Okay, then.
And because
We
you
don't
have
have to
your
worry.
filtering canteens, it's not
Yep.
a problem.
Yep. Just double checking.
it's more just edibles.
Okay, so just to double check, we have our science equipment, we have a guide, we have a couple of guys just in case we find something interesting, or gems. We have food, water. Do we have things? Oh, you guys have thermal cloaks and stuff, right?
Yes.
If there's any weird heat-related things, maybe those will help. Aramaa literally has 2 ranks of iron body, so she literally is a thermal cloak all by herself.
Kavis got the stealth cloak, so it's
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I said we have weapons. We are forearmed with predators. So honestly, I think mostly we just need a direction to go. So how do you guys want to do this? You guys just want to literally like track to the center and then start like using scanners and whatnot to see if we can get something?
honestly, yeah, because we probably also want to make a track for the fob to come to a place.
Well, we're not gonna literally drive the
No, I meant for like when we get the science team. Cause if we find like an actual like gardener's thing, we might want to get them to there.
Yeah.
Don't shoot on part of the science team.
we are going to Trailblaze.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there are also survey walkers, which would probably do a little bit better on this terrain, even though you have crazy good suspension. It just depends on the terrain type, but that's what.
Also, just to ask, outdoors movement only apply to per character that has the talent, not.
what is it?
Oh yeah, you mean the like reduced travel time?
Yeah, it reduces overland travel times by half.
Yeah, I think so. I think it only applies for you. It might apply if you lead. We'll work that out.
Yeah, because I cannot. If I get Trailblazer, I can get like 2 extra ranks of it. So.
Well, yeah, that doesn't matter about
But okay, so
the
let's
reduction in time is only for the
Hey.
first
so-
rank anyway.
let's
Let's see. I know we said we could record for more time, but we are almost at 3 hours. I think this actually does seem like a good
It's,
Big
wrap
session
up a
on
little.
shopping.
I
love shopping.
We did a lot of prepping.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah,
I'm
you can do your foresight thing.
Okay.
What does that do in this case?
It's up to. Okay, so I have the strength upgrade for it, but I also have the basic thing. The user may spend force points to gain vague hints of events come up to dig into his own personal future.
Okay.
And then the strength upgrade allows to spend force pips to pick out specific details.
Alright.
Okay. So 1 to activate, and I'll guess 1 pip for a specific detail.
Okay. Alright, so before you guys actually set out on your big boy exploration, Kavis meditates about the future.
Sadly, we couldn't get to use all the light side points we got, but hey, we tried.
Honestly, you probably could more, but you probably didn't bother. 'Cause you had
Yes,
good rolls.
dark pips.
Okay, so yeah, you're feeling out the future. You're feeling about you don't have any upgrades for necessarily time, right? To go
Yeah,
further than
not-
maybe a day or two.
Yeah, that would be the duration upgrade, which is
Okay.
the next one down. So I don't have that.
All right, so you're meditating. You kind of see the future. You maybe vaguely see some outlines of like cliffs and ravines and hiking. AKA, you have a future montage of the montage you will have in the future. It's funny how that works. And then you're just kind of now you see a terrain that you haven't seen around before, because you can get kind of the bigger ideas. You can kind of get some better detail about this, so you can see tall trees of various types, some of which you haven't seen before, which form a very dense canopy to kind of form almost a so thick a canopy it almost looks like a tall roof above you, and you kind of see the whole team wandering through there, and since you wanted to pick out some details, you're having your vision, you're kind of wandering through, and you suddenly hear a voice in your vision out of a PA speaker you see tied to a tree, and it's just like, "Hello, Jedi. I've been waiting for you."
Okay.
Yeah, that ends.
Okay. That's a good point to...
Kavis suspects he may run into an old acquaintance.
I'm just going to follow this down under the other stuff that I've seen before, side visions.
Mm-hmm. Future vision stuff is fun.
Just like...
It's fitting that...
Yeah, Kavis will probably just like talk about this later, since he doesn't know if we'll come across the exact point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I will say probably you kind of got the idea that was kind of towards the end of your 24-ish hour window or whatever. That would be towards the later part of your journey in the next day or two.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So that seems like a good point to wrap it up for the day. We'll actually see how far we get into the actual thing, but it's fine to work all that out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Motivations, I guess.
Well, yeah. EXP in total. Let's see. You didn't do a whole lot. Yeah, it's probably about because you did get here and you did organize your trip. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
And also, quite frankly, you guys did spend a lot of time setting up and working on the stuff from the previous session too. So, kind of, I think probably between well, admittedly, Lucky did most of the legwork. You guys were all present for actually figuring out what you're going to do with Nyla, figuring out what you're going to do with the Storm Spear kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm happy with just either taking 5 or none for me.
nah, it's I think it's the tenor. You get like the 2 bits for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this. We were letting Loth out of EXP jail. I think he's caught up with it, or everybody else has caught up with him, as it were.
Oh, they've passed me.
Probably passed you.
The key thing to not getting any extras would definitely be the motivation, but I also don't know if anybody really hit any of their motivations for the most part.
Aramaa might have, but I think that's
I don't think so. People are counting on me.
No, I don't think it came up. This was just a lot of setup, but you got to look.
Yeah.
You did actually accomplish some stuff, and you did some big rolls, so we'll go ahead and let it run out for another 10.
We didn't do the mission yet, so
no, that's fair. There was a lot of post mission cleanup from the last one, which I expected there would be, and then there was a decent bit. The first hour was post mission cleanup. The middle hour was let's buy an RV, and then the last hour was okay, let's actually figure out what we need for the thing, and then go out there and then actually scout the target.
The only thing that could be argued for me was I made sure everyone else was in the back of things before going in myself. I'm not sure if that counts.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
I mean, technically, if it had been a critical situation, it would definitely have mattered. We could lean on that motivation.
Like as I said, like it's a thing that can be a thing, but I'm like, I'm fine notating it.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine letting it go. This was a soft session. There's no need to overinflate the XP.
Yeah. Got to min-max that XP game.
Yeah, I'm not really going to
the 10 was enough for me to get Quick Strike 2, so now I got to think about getting Trailblazer or getting the rest of my Toughen and Grit.
Let's see here. I got
okay, so I think we will wrap up this here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And now we're gonna go goodbye. Goodbye now, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye now.
Now we gotta think of a name for this.